Because if it's not right for us, it's not right for you. Dietz and Watson, it's a family thing since 1939.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Downy rinse tonight, and I need it more. My kick was so bad and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do, I'm always in the dark. The sweat and dead short smells like a dog park. Downy rinse it tonight.
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Ho, ho, ho. Quality is very important here at the North Pole. You see, I check my list once, twice, all done.
Well, Santa, quality's important to us at Nissan, too. We actually test every model thousands of times. There's the frame twist test, shaker test, corrosion test, drive load test, tug-of-war test, towing test, off-roading test, practical strength test, splash test, corrugated road test, chassis dynamics test, water intrusion test, extreme heat test, extreme cold test, rough road test, jump test, curb impact test. And physical parts tests.
Save on J.D. Power's #1 mainstream brand new vehicle quality at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Rogue Platinum, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 12/1/25.
it's Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
The Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall back here on 105.7 The Fan and on YouTube.
Live on YouTube right now.
Yeah, we're live streaming. I don't know if we were before, but we are now. We are officially there now, so you can go there and watch and listen to us on this Black Friday for the next hour or two. It is the Bird Call right now. We're talking to you, the people. 410-583-1057 is the number if you want to get in. Let's start with Ryan in Baltimore. Ryan, you on the Fan.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Not bad. What's going on?
Miserable Friday, but at least it's Friday, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm just at a loss for words from the game yesterday. I mean, Cordell, I'm kind of with you that I don't even know if the performance yesterday on Lamar's end was injury related. He just looked bad. Because they actually had some designed runs for him, and he was moving around in the pocket and actually looked normal from a physical standpoint, but just his execution was terrible. And something I've been thinking about, and people always say, the Ravens tend to play down to their competition. I don't think that was the case yesterday. I think they just got outplayed. Like, just call it what it is. A loss is a loss, and we lost that game bad. And sure, we beat ourselves with the fumble, but with the fumbles and the turnovers, but I mean, I'm just at a loss for words as it's the same thing over and over. It's a broken record of us beating ourselves with poor execution, or we get on the unlucky side of some of these turnovers, like with the likely fumble and then Lamar not protecting the ball and a tip ball interception. Like it's just frustrating. It's been a dark cloud over Baltimore for the past year, and honestly for the past decade with the Orioles and the Ravens. I mean, none of these teams they're not successful. It's frustrating from a passionate fan base.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Ryan. I mean, it is. There's no way around it. I mean, these are two teams that went into the season with high expectations. The Ravens were the betting favorite to win the Super Bowl coming into the year. The Orioles, you thought at least would be a wild card team, maybe at least fight for the wild card. That ended in May.
Literally.
That's very disappointing. I think it's more so disappointing because of the expectations. There's a lot of cities that are used to that. But when you expect one thing and you get something on the total opposite end of the spectrum, yeah, that could be really disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like both teams taking turns slapping us in the face, right?
Yeah.
And we get slapped enough, and they win 5 in a row, and then it's like, all right,
Start
we helped you
believing
up,
again.
We helped you up. You're fine. All right, now here's another slap last night. And winning 6 games in a row in the NFL is hard. So last night, we could turn to that. But the issue to me is we see with our eyes, everybody, you don't have to be smart. This is clear this team's not winning the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
So they beat Pittsburgh twice, and they pull this off, can get into the playoffs. Lamar is at an elite level, Ken, but right now he's not that, and I don't know when to expect it if you couldn't get it done against the Bengals. This team is they're going to probably sneak into the playoffs, maybe win 1 game, and then lose, and it's going to be like, well, you're back picking 24-30. It's going to be a boring, or I don't know, boring because they got to make some moves, but I don't know that they're going to make a high-level deal in the offseason, bring somebody crazy in. They're going to have to revamp the offensive line, and it just feels like next year will be the year where we're all like, all right, well, I guess we'll be kind of trying to figure out what's going to happen. But it goes from you host that AFC Championship 2023 in Baltimore. I was writing us to the Super Bowl. You're playing Kansas City. This is the end of that. They push you around. Last year was last year. Fine game in Buffalo. This year has just completely been, it hasn't been the normal in the past 2 years. And it's embarrassing. Last night's loss, embarrassing. Blowing that big lead to Buffalo, embarrassing. Now you win 5 in a row, as I said, but for the most part, it's been an embarrassing year.
It's starting to feel like the wheels are falling off the bus a little bit right now. Let's go to Eastern Shore and get Ron. Ron, you're on the Fan.
Good morning, guys. Listen, I'm here to defend John Harbaugh. I listened to the show earlier today, and a caller called in and said that he wants Harbaugh gone because he's had a generational quarterback for 8 bites of the apple, and he hasn't gotten anything done. Harbaugh won a Super Bowl. Did everybody think he was a bad coach then? No. He is the same guy he was then. He's a great coach. I'm tired of calling Lamar Jackson or hearing him called a generational type quarterback. Yeah, he puts up super numbers, but he can't win a playoff game, not go far in the playoffs. And the guy is just way overpaid, and if they re-sign Lamar Jackson, it's going to be a bad thing. They're never going to win the Super Bowl with him. I state that as my opinion. Nobody knows as a fact, but the guy can't get it done. And I'm tired of everybody blaming Harbaugh for this guy. A generational type quarterback is Tom Brady. That's it.
That's the only one? Oh, he's gone. But yeah, I'm not there.
What are we talking about?
I think we got to be careful. And look, this is the reality though. When Lamar plays as bad as he did last night, when he's having the stretch that he's having, injuries or no injuries, there are going to be people like Chris, what was his name? Ron? Yeah. I was about to say Chris, but yeah, Ron, that feel like all of a sudden it's that immediate reaction to, well, Lamar's not playing good right now. He's not what we thought he was. I'm not ready to go there. We're talking about a 2-time MVP, a unanimous MVP. And if we want to be fair, he did save Harb's job in his rookie year. He did. There's no getting around that. He did. And yes, when you have a Lamar Jackson on your team, when you have the type of teams that John Harbaugh has had, you do only get but so many bites of the apple, and John has gotten more than his fair share. Now, I'm not sitting here blaming John for last night.
Right.
I'm not. I'm only talking about John because the caller brought him up. But yeah, everybody asked, John himself was like, well, what is Super Bowl a bust? What does bust mean? Well, bust means you lose your job because that's the reality. Lamar's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be John. So the caller can say what he says, and to say Lamar can't get deep, I mean, they did go to the AFC Championship game, but I hear you. I'm nowhere near to that point to where I'm saying he's not what I thought he was.
Just an insane comment. Insane. Lamar Jackson is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. I get last night it was ugly, and I'm not going to use the injuries as an excuse. He played bad football. Now, this fan base, so looking around social media, they've turned on Lamar real quick. And he's played bad for the majority of this year. I get that. But let's not forget last year. Let's not forget anything that he's done and what we know he can do. I mean, let's be realistic for a second. This is still a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. When a lot of these other quarterbacks have their bad weeks, we see it and we talk about it. So Lamar's having bad weeks. It's a spell. He's struggling. That's going to happen in sports. He's a professional athlete. Also in the Harbaugh, won the Super Bowl. I was in middle school. I mean,
it was a long time ago.
And then he said Lamar can't make it deep in the playoffs. What quarterbacks in the AFC have won a Super Bowl? Aaron Rodgers when I was in elementary school.
And that one in the AFC.
Mahomes. No, yeah, it's
been the Mahomes show in the AFC. So it was Burrow. I mean, I guess. But people like Burrow and Allen, I've said this before, they get the pass because they lose to Mahomes every year.
And Allen had him beat. Like they'll run with that.
That's as good as a win in people's minds. He almost had him. He almost had him.
13 seconds.
Yeah, they changed the rules because of that game. Right. So that's a win for Josh Allen. But that's how people look at it. It's crazy. The phone lines are buzzing. They are completely filled up. We're going to keep this going. We'll continue to take your calls next here on The Fan.
Got a hot take? The Plaza Ford text line. 410-583-1057.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. And have you tried the over-the-counter products for your foot pain and nothing seems to work? If that's you, it's time to check out the Good Feet Store. Stop the pain that's stopping you. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today or just stop by the store nearest you.
My brother Denny could never sneak up on me.
I got heavy feet.
Noise means trouble.
And if your furnace is making noises,
like Denny's heavy feet,
Supreme Service Today will get to you today.
If heater troubles sneak up on you, call Supreme Service today for service today.
Supreme Repairs for AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical. SupremeServiceToday.com.
Boo!
Tell my brother I heard his big feet a mile away.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting ways you can boost your bets all weekend long. Amplify your winnings with special boost. Build a same-game parlay. Enjoy live betting and more. If you're a fan of pro or college football, you can take advantage of special promos like a second chance on a first touchdown bet. Plus, keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account all throughout the season. Ready to give your weekend a boost? Never settle for ordinary. Sign up today for BetMGM and make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please play responsibly in partnership with MGM National Harbor.
The Maryland Energy Administration thinks your kid's school year shouldn't start in a cloud of diesel exhaust. That's why the Electric School Bus Grants Program helps school districts invest in cleaner electric buses. Electric buses deliver lower long-term fuel and maintenance costs for school districts and cleaner rides for our kids every day. Tell your school district to apply at energy.maryland.gov.
This holiday season, we'll help you with your gifts. You and your family can have the full power of America's best 5G network and 4 free 5G phones for just $25 a month per line. Holiday shopping just got easier. Now, what you should get your dog, we can't help you with that. Visit your neighborhood Total Wireless store. Offer ends January 7, 2026. Subject to device availability. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires new activation on a Total Base 5G unlimited plan. Port in and ID verification requirements vary by device. Limit to 4 devices per account. Rankings based on Root Metrics United States Root Score Report dated first half 2025. Your results may vary.
This Black Friday, Molly's Place Kennedyville is your outdoors destination. Join us for our Black Friday tent sale November 28th, 29th, and 30th. Packed with huge savings on the gear you love. Save 25% off all regular price clothing and footwear. And take 15% off regular price sunglasses and optics, including the top brands you trust. Plus, enjoy deep discounts on fishing gear, accessories, and holiday gift favorites all weekend long. And while you're here, celebrate the season with free professional photos with Santa and Camo Claus. Available all weekend. It's a weekend full of massive deals, seasonal music, and holiday cheer you won't want to miss. Can't make it to Kennedyville? No problem. Shop our Black Friday deals at our Easton store or online at mollys.com.
So fuel your adventure at Molly's.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too. For my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile.
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto-pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
It's Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Of course, absolutely. It's a National Football League. I mean, anybody that watches the National Football League, is a fan of the National Football League or covers the National Football League or watches the other games understands it's a week-to-week league.
The Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall back here on 105.7 The Fan on the Odyssey app and on YouTube, where we are now streaming live. You just heard from the Ravens head coach John Harbaugh there following the Ravens 32-14 loss to the Bengals last night. John there talking about how these last 2 games have reiterated that it is a week-to-week league. And while that is true, I don't think that's helping the bad taste in a lot of people's mouths today as we kind of recap that Ravens loss from last night. That they have been trending in that way offensively, at least. And we are, in my opinion, the worst stretch in Lamar Jackson's career as a pro, maybe ever. I mean, I don't know if he's ever played this bad in consecutive games in his career.
Well, the thing to that, even some of the weeks early on when he wasn't as good as he is now throwing the football, he still would have had 80 to 100 rushing yards in those games, and he would give you that. Right now, it's neither.
It's just been bad. It's just been bad offense from the Ravens on a weekly basis. Let's get back to the phone lines. 410-583-1057 is the number. Let's go to New Jersey and get Chris. Chris, you're on the Fan.
Cordell, you said Chris earlier because you knew I was running back.
I was, you know that I'm looking ahead. I'm ready.
Hey, I don't know if you heard on the last show, but I got crucified, man, earlier for this comment. But let me rephrase it a little bit. So, is it fair to question Lamar's preparation for the game in film study these last couple games? And the reason I say that is I think last night was another example where we had a spy defense on Lamar, and he didn't really have a good answer. When you're committing, Dimitri's night last night was on him like peanut butter and jelly. I mean, most of the night. He had a pretty good scramble, a couple 20-yard scrambles, but other than that, I think it's fair to say when his first receiver is not open and he can't get out of it athletically like you guys pointed out, he struggles a lot. And does that reflect a lack of preparation? I mean, when you run a dedicated spy like Cincinnati did, sometimes even 2 linebackers, that means one of your receivers is, for the most part, going to be open almost every play. And sometimes it's the second man, sometimes it's the third man. But Lamar just, I don't know. I don't see him making those proper reads. I mean, Isaiah Likely, what wasn't he open for like a 25 or 30-yard play in the second quarter? Zay Flowers, he missed a couple times. I mean, I'm not even talking just scrambling. I'm just pick the correct receiver to throw the ball to. That's all.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Chris. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little mixed with that. I do buy maybe the preparation isn't where it's accustomed to being, to my point about the lack of pre-snap adjustments. It doesn't look like he's diagnosing what he's looking at pre-snap and then getting them into the right call the way that he used to. Now, that can maybe go along with a lack of preparation, but that's a slippery slope. I don't know. But I thought yesterday, look, the Likely should have been touchdown was on the scramble drill. He hit Likely again on the scramble drill later on. in a similar type of play, just not the same result. He hit Mark a couple of times. I didn't think there were a lot of guys open last night. I actually thought that he did get through his reads, maybe not as quick as you'd like to on every rep. I thought the biggest issue was his inaccuracy. He just could not get the ball there. It was one he threw to Zay in the middle of the field, down the field, where it's thrown into like 4 Bengals crashing down on Zay, but the ball was so bad, nobody had a chance
still bouncing,
at it.
I think. Is it the one that was bouncing to the end?
Between that and the one that he skipped to Keaton Mitchell.
Oh, my God.
On the screen.
Right next to him?
That's inexplainable.
Yeah, I don't know what to point the issues to. And he's missed Wednesday practice a few times. Like he hasn't been out there regularly for that. No, he's definitely dealing with something. We've talked about it. Like I mean, he's dealing with something in that area for missing practices. But like there is so much wrong with the passing game, with the run game, with everything they have going. They need Lamar to be a hero right now. They need him. And even if he was just fine Lamar, they'd be fine because the defense is playing good enough football. The issue is we're just straight up saying bad Lamar. It's not good. Hasn't been great running the football. Now, last night we mentioned it was better, but it still wasn't like what we've seen in recent years. Now, there were also a few more dialed up runs. He had 6 carries for 27 yards. I don't know what to point the issue to. And again, it's concerning because it never feels like we're going to get out of this. If it didn't happen against the Bengals, and I know people keep trying to point to the recent stretch, they played better football. They're not playing good football. Like the Patriots game, if the Patriots could have punched the ball in the end zone twice inside the 5, nobody's talking about the defense. Now, have they improved a little bit? Yes, but when you're at rock bottom, you have to improve. And we've experienced that. Remember after the Texans game where the Ravens were there. Like when you're at rock bottom, at some point you're going to have to improve, and they brought some rookies up. Rookies are getting better in Cincinnati, so they've been a little bit better. Does not excuse this performance from the offense and Lamar Jackson.
Let's go to Trippy in Baltimore. Trippy, you on the Fan.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's
up, Trippy?
Man, that's sad, man. That's sad. And the only reason why I'm really mad, man, because we was in the driver's seat, man. We win this game. We beat the Steelers. We for sure was in the driver's seat for the North. I mean, we still got a shot, though, but let's be real, man. We ain't expect to lose to the Bengals. We don't know what the Steelers are going to do next week. You feel me? And it's just like, man, I just don't get this team sometimes, man. They come out all season. They got a bad taste in their mouth. We started off slow, and they just looked lost out there yesterday. You feel me? Lamar missing receivers, people fumbling. Like, and another thing, Derrick Henry only got the ball 10 times. Keaton Mitchell 2 rushes. Like what are we doing out there? Like, it don't even make sense, man. Like, this team ain't serious right now, man. I just hope they get it together. I ain't giving up on them, but they need a wake-up call. I thought the 1-5 was a wake-up call, but losing to the Bengals, though, the worst defense in the NFL right now, we only scored 14 points. Come on. And another thing before I leave, y'all. Hey, John Harbaugh, stop saying who got it better than us, bro. When we was on that winning streak until you did the Jets, bro, you ain't doing none. As soon as you said it against the Jets, what happened? We come out and play like trash. I hate that saying. I'm sorry, man. It's played out. Come up with something else, man, and I hope they lock in, man. And Marlon Humphrey, stay your ass off that podcast, man. Y'all have a great day, man.
Appreciate the call, Trippy. I think Marlon addressed. I don't watch the podcast, but I see certain clips. And I think he did address people having a problem with his podcast, and I feel like he essentially said he ain't stopping.
Yeah, no, he doesn't care at all. He's going to keep doing it.
He's going to keep doing it.
He's got better than us. That comment just made me laugh.
Yeah, there's quite a few people that got it better than them right now.
Have it better than the Ravens right now. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot.
Certain teams that shouldn't.
Yes.
It's some teams that shouldn't have it better than them that do right now. Let's go to Franchise in Delaware real quick. Franchise, you on the Fan.
Hey, Ben, and hello. I tried to get in earlier this morning, Cordell, and I think I'm locked out of the morning show just because it was the grades that came out. You know, when I hear Mike Preston talk about our coaching staff, the reality is nobody's going anywhere. The roster's going to stay the way it is. Our quarterback's going to be who he is. He's a special quarterback. He is my quarterback, and we're going to live and die with him. We're going to live and die with Harbaugh and with Monken and with, Orr. Here's the thing, guys. The reality is this. They're my team, and they're at 500. As Parcells says, you are what your record is. We still got a shot. Who knows what can happen? If we beat the Steelers, we're going to watch Buffalo beat their ass. We're going to then have them in 10 days back home. We beat the Steelers. We then have a revenge game against the Bungles. After the embarrassment, and I'm telling you, Joe Burrow was laughing it up out there. I mean, he was having a lot of fun, counting down the seconds as, the stadium was empty. We're going to have a revenge game against them. Professionals remember when they get embarrassed. If we can do that, just win these next two, I'm back on the bandwagon again. You win 5, then you have a stinker. But, guys, let's not give up. Because if we make the 4 seed, who knows? Mm-hmm. We get a home game. We win one playoff game. You get hot. Anything can happen if you get in the tournament. So let's stick together. I'm going to quote some scripture from John Harbaugh. During losses, I don't hear any scripture. I don't hear any quotes, right, when it comes to pontificating his faith. But I'm going to keep the faith. I'm going to stay tight because this is who we are. We got no other choice. Reality is this. Hope for the Buffalo Bills to beat the Steelers. The Bills are coming off 10 days rest. They need a win. Then we got Pittsburgh at home. I don't want to see any terrible towels in the facility waving that stuff in my face. PSL owners don't sell. We got to keep tight. Then we go for the revenge game and try to shut up Burrow because, he had a lot of fun last night and, praising, coming back from that injury. But nothing's going to change. Everybody's got to understand, Lamar is our quarterback. We invested a lot of money in this guy. We got to hope he comes out of this. You got to hope he's successful. You got to hope that Harbaugh gets the faith again with the squad. And then you got to hope our coordinators do their job and execute. 5 turnovers, you're not going to win a game. We can do this. Let's get to the playoffs and see what happens, and let's have some fun. I want a team in the playoffs. I don't want a team that exits. So that's where I'm coming from. Cordell, Ben, we still got a shot. A lot of other teams in this NFL are out already. They're done. If Cincinnati seems to feel like they got a shot, they run the table, good for them. We'll see you in 2 weeks. But we got to stick together here, guys. Let's go Ravens.
Appreciate the call, franchise. Rational.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, he's not wrong.
No,
not at
all.
And John said it last night. Everything that they want is still in front of them.
100%.
The division is still right there. And I've been saying this. We tried to put the Chiefs in the graveyard for years because they haven't looked dominant in the regular season. And then they get to the playoffs and they turn the switch and they get there. Now, granted, the Chiefs have the resume to where that they're going to go to another level in the postseason.
And we've seen them do it.
Yes, multiple times. Right. The Ravens, that's usually where they don't look like themselves in the regular season. So maybe this year it'll be opposite. I don't know, but the season isn't over. It just feels that way with a terrible loss at home last night. 410-583-1057 is the number if you want to get in. We'll continue to just treat this, I guess, like post-game at this point. We'll continue to take your calls and get everything off your chest before the end of today right here on The Fan.
Hey, it's Jason Lockenfor, and Black Friday savings are here at Town Appliance in Owings Mills. It's the Black Friday shopping event, the best time to upgrade from fridges for game day to those appliances you've been waiting for all year. With over 70 trusted brands like GE, Cafe, Monogram, and more, my friends Mayer and Mayer make it simple and stress-free with nationwide delivery. So skip the crowd, stop by the showroom off Reisterstown Road, call, text, or start online today at townappliance.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
The guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, president of Leaf Filter, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
It's Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
I thought the run game, especially early on, we got going, got Derek going, rushed for a touchdown early on. I think we just got to keep it going and keep the momentum going, and we make sure that's our identity, and we have to make it work.
The Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall back here on 105.7 The Fan. You just heard from Ronnie Stanley, left tackle for the Baltimore Ravens, saying that the run game needs to be their identity. And he's right. And it looked like it could be a big night for Derrick Henry. After the first drive, he gets the touchdown, 32 yards on the ground after 3 rushes, only 2 carries the rest of the half. He finishes with only 11 touches in the game for over 100 yards total and that touchdown. But just a lack of feel for the game, it felt like, from Todd Monken and those guys that's calling the plays. And I even put some of that on Lamar too, because he's had the ability to check into the right plays, and it just seems like that's gone. At least this year, at least right now, they are not getting into the right play before the snap, and it's costing them. They can't sustain drives. They still can't score in the red zone. And now they're turning the ball over at an alarming rate over the last 2 games.
It's just every week here, you take some blame. Now you do something. It's just a collective effort. The offense has sucked, and they all are working together, a part of it. And you have to hope that when it clicks for everybody. I just don't understand in a game where coming in, we all felt like Lamar was banged up, and that was holding him back. But regardless, he hadn't been playing well. Last night, he just wasn't playing well straight up. Why is that not? And you already have a questionable offensive line. The thing with the offensive line is, though, get them moving downhill, pushing forward. That might be able to take some stuff off their plate. And some of the guys like Voorhees, who have been awful in pass pro, have been fine in the run by. Not great, but fine. Why is that not the game where it's Henry for 25 carries? And then eventually, Cincinnati does everything they can to take it away. You load the box. And maybe Lamar can beat them over the top, because with all of the question marks, he did put one right on the money to Tez, and it ended up being a drop. It was tightly contested, whatever. But that was a good throw. Try to build some stuff for him. I'll never get it.
Let's get back to the phone lines. 410-583-1057 is the number if you want to get in. Let's go to West Baltimore and get Julian. Julian, you're on the Fan.
Hey, Cordell. Hey, Ben, how you doing?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
I think the beginning of the year, the expectations were so high. And I've been a diehard Raven fan for a long time, and this team is not not that good this year. You know what I'm saying? I just think everybody just like, we going to Super Bowl. Like, no. They're not that good. I mean, I still love Lamar. I think he can get it done. I still think he's a little beat up a little bit. And this O-line can't even block a JV team. You know what I'm saying? They're not. We are who we are. You know what I'm saying? We're a 500 team. They get in the playoff. They're going to win maybe one, or I think they're going to be one and done, to be honest with you. But, yeah, that's all I got, fellas.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Julian. I mean, and that may be the reality. I think it is about time. Like, it's week 13. They are who they are. They're at 6-6. They're an average football team. They just cannot get it to where all three phases are clicking at the same time. We had the great special teams game was in Minnesota. You had a good defensive game in that game as well, but the offense doesn't show. The offense hasn't been there for weeks. Yeah. And it just feels like when the offense is pumping, the defense is asleep. When the defense is up, the offense is asleep. They cannot get on the same page and play complementary football right now.
Not at all. And to the caller's point, and a couple teams could say this. The Bills could say this. The Chiefs have always won.
Yeah.
For me, when you have the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Colts as the top three teams standing in the AFC right now, last year's Ravens, I think, are a Super Bowl favorite. Now, the NFC's tough. I think they're the AFC favorite to win the AFC. I mean, those three teams, last year's Ravens team is, the year before that is, this year's Ravens team taking a massive step back in regression and the offensive line being this bad, it's so frustrating because it feels like this should be a year where you can do that. Because, again, Buffalo isn't very good. And right now, Ravens against the Bills, like, as much as the Ravens have struggled offensively and things, like, they could beat the Bills right now. The Bills are a massive question mark. That being said, those two teams are struggling, but you have teams like the Colts, the Broncos. Broncos got a great defense. And the Patriots, this should have been the year. But, again, here we are.
Let's go to Parkville and get Chris. Chris, you're on the Fan.
Hey, gentlemen.
What's going on,
Chris?
Like the show. Good show.
Appreciate it.
They just everyone's, well, not everyone, but some people are talking about Lamar like he's a you know what, but that's not the case. Great quarterbacks sometimes have that game. It was just an undisciplined effort. But not just him either. That flipped the script, the fumble where it happened. It's like, it seemed like he just had to have that touchdown instead of securing the rock and going down and let King Henry do his thing. And to your point, the running game seemed to be clicking there. It's a lot easier on the offensive line to run block than it is to pass block. And, then they just abandoned the run. It's like they kind of, they shot themselves in the foot, so to speak. They can win out. I like the revenge factor that the franchise brought up. That's a good thing, but they have to do it. They have to want it. They have to play disciplined football, and they need to take care of the rock. You guys have a great weekend and enjoy the holidays.
Yeah, same to you, Chris. And that's the thing. They got to give. Lamar said it yesterday, mainly talking about himself, but really it applies to the team. They need to start playing consistent football, and they have found a way to kind of scratch and claw their way to that 5-game winning streak. And like you said, Ben, it's tough to win 6 straight games in this league. I mean, I think people forget this is the NFL, man. Like, anything can happen, and yeah, teams can catch you slipping, especially division teams. Division games are, I kind of get frustrated when people act like any division game should be a gimme. Oh, the Bengals stink. We should have smashed them. Like, yes, the Ravens should have won the game. Don't get me wrong. I picked the Ravens. I think everybody was picking the Ravens. But am I surprised that they lost to the Bengals? Absolutely not. These division games are always different, and you've got to be prepared for anything. And usually it's a lot of wackiness that happens in these games.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And on top of it, in this division game, they get a top 5 quarterback in the NFL back. Now, again, I don't think Burrow played that well in the first half. He made some big throws, but it's clear that there were some misses from Burrow that you don't usually see. And it's like, well, it's his first game back. Mm-hmm. And that's what's also so frustrating. You had 1 sack. And there were a few times, I don't know if it's because of the new rules, the roughings that you can get, there were times where I felt like they had clean shots on Burrow and they held up. There was a time where, I don't remember which two it was. I think it was Travis Jones and somebody else. They had a clean hit on Burrow right in front of him, and he just stopped. And I was kind of confused. I didn't know what was happening. So I did feel like they left Burrow off the hook a little bit. And that's when I say with the defense, they played fine. I can't be mad at them because of how the outcome was. But I just didn't know. I thought you should be able to get to Burrow a little bit more, and you know that he's dealing with a foot injury, make him move a little bit. And then when you send the blitz, I mean, they've got to be the worst team in the NFL.
It was not getting there.
It gets picked up they had one. It was the Humphrey one where he ran clean. That was the only time. Now, other teams, when they send blitzes on the Ravens, it usually gets home, and it at least flusters. The Ravens blitzes they're sending, it's like Roquan, Hamilton. Hamilton has been able to shove some guys around, and Hamilton's a different type of player. But Hamilton's also not Roquan size. Roquan gets stood up on blitzes a lot. They send these blitzes that just don't feel like they ever get home. And against Burrow, who's so damn good against the blitz, you're going to tell me you're going to send that and not have him move at all? I don't get it.
And now you're leaving one-on-one with Jamar Chase down the field, and he was eating their lunch for a stretch. I mean, Tinsley had he's attacking, going to Tinsley a lot down the field. I mean, the one-handed grab by Hudson over Hamilton for the touchdown.
That was like the Kelsey.
It was.
The AFC championship.
It was in the same spot too.
Yeah, that's how I felt with that.
In the exact same spot, just a perfect ball, perfect catch. Sometimes it be like that.
It just never stopped. You made a good point earlier. Like the Zay fumble was like the cherry on because they probably had they were going to need an onside kick. Travis Jones makes a big play. Wish it would have came earlier, but he makes a big play to strip the ball out of P. Ryan's hands. And then Zay fumbles, and it's like, I've always just been that Ravens fan. It's like, all right, they still got a shot. You know what I mean? Watching the games, you're like, all right, they still got a shot. And I'm like, they go down and score again. You're trying to add up.
Like 5.5 minutes left, 2-score game.
And it's a Bengals defense that Colston Loveland in that Bears-Bengals game beats them across the middle in 10 seconds. Like, you're hoping that can happen. But then there's a fumble on that. Like, as you said earlier, it's just a collective effort of poor play.
1 hour down, one more to go. We'll continue to take your calls. The phone lines are all filled up right now. 410-583-1057 is the number. We'll get back to taking your calls after the break next here on The Fan.
The Big Bad Morning Show podcast. Full episodes. Listen by individual hours or head straight to the highlights on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. Search Big Bad Morning Show and never miss what you missed.
Bake your favorites with Whole Foods Market. Get 25% off 365 brand select baking essentials with Prime through December 2nd. From pumpkin pies to sugar cookies, we've got your recipes covered. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
As the weather cools and football season heats up, there's something about this time of year that brings people together. Good food, good company, and great drives to all the places that feel like home. Hi, I'm Katie, General Manager here at Plaza Ford, where my family has proudly served this community for over 90 years. Whether you're loading up for tailgating or traveling to see family this Thanksgiving, Ford trucks and SUVs deliver the comfort and reliability you can count on, from the F-150 and Bronco to the Explorer and Escape. And this season, all of us at Plaza Ford are especially thankful for our customers, our neighbors, and the generations who keep trusting us to help them get where they're going. Our team is here to make finding your perfect Ford simple and pressure-free, with honest pricing and support that lasts long after you drive off the lot. Because at Plaza Ford, we know that every journey and every season is better when you start with family. Come visit us at our Plaza Ford showroom on Route 1 in Bel Air, right next to the Falston Walmart. And our inventory is always available at plazaford.com.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old, drafty, sticking, or leaking windows, you need the experienced pros at Window Nation. You can pay a lot less and still get the premium windows you're dreaming of. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
In some cases, shoulder and elbow pain can slow you down. In other cases, it can stop you in your tracks and prevent you from living your best life. Don't allow that to happen. The experts at Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland, a division of CAO, will provide the comprehensive care you need to keep your shoulders and elbows well and working. Schedule an appointment with one of our shoulder and elbow specialists quickly and easily at mdbonedocs.com. That's mdbonedocs.com.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Ring in 2026 at Charm City Countdown. Maryland's biggest all-inclusive New Year's Eve gala brings a night at Studio 54 to the BWI Hilton. Multiple live bands, DJs, dance floors, and 17 party zones. Gourmet food, 5-hour open bar, party favors for all, champagne toast, and huge balloon drop at midnight. Hotel rooms on site. Tickets start at $79, and you can leave your wallet at home. Proceeds benefit caring communities. Get tickets at CharmCityCountdown.com. Keep listening to win your tickets.
From the Thompson Creek Window Company studios, one window replacement company that does it all. This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. It's Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
I thought he played great, besides the, one penalty, but the effort he gave, he showed that he could play in this league.
The Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall back here on 105.7 The Fan and on YouTube, streaming live. You can watch us on YouTube. Hopefully we're not breaking your cameras too much, at least just yet. But you just heard from Ravens left tackle Ronnie Stanley there talking about Emory Jones, who lost in the trash of what last night's game was. Emory Jones got his first action, played 16 snaps, all at left guard, I believe. Yeah. And just as at least I suspected, it was Andrew Voorhees that sent to the bench again. And not Daniel Faalele. Were you surprised that he was spelling Voorhees instead of Faalele, or at least spelling them both?
I was a little surprised to see him. Was I surprised it was Voorhees, not Faalele? No, because Falele's great in that room. I mean, again, maybe my eyes are lying. I don't see it, but they seem to be very confident in him, and it was never an issue. From what we've heard, it was probably going to be left guard. So most of the things told me when it was a change, it was going to be Voorhees. Now, Voorhees has been fine, as I said before, in run blocking. Just pass blocking struggles, and he's also somewhat young. He hasn't been good. But neither has Faalele. Mm-hmm. And if we're going to be throwing things around, why not get him a shot at right guard? Again, I think they want this Faalele thing to work. Yes. And I don't know if it's because the whole fan base and the media and everybody is saying it's not good. Well, that's because it's proven. We see it. They just continue to kind of push back on that, and they want it to go that way. So no, I was not. I was a little surprised to see him, but not at left guard. I thought that's where it'd be.
Yeah, I'm like mildly surprised that he didn't kind of swap for both. I thought each of them, it would be like a 3-man rotation between those 3 guys. But they're Falele and Voorhees, I think, are playing almost equally as bad as the other.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I was surprised. And look, he's even in the game in the 3rd to 4th quarter, Emory Jones, like as the Ravens are trying to come back. So It wasn't like, oh, we're just throwing him out there to get his feet wet. They had him out there for a little bit. So I'm curious to see what that looks like going forward.
It's the second drive. The first play is a run right at his side, right at it. And I mean, he got pushed back a little bit, but I'm like, that's the welcome to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like right at
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that, but
Trial by fire. They're throwing you into the deep end quick. Let's get back to the phone lines. 410-583-1057 is the number if you want to get in. Let's go to Darrell in Baltimore. You're on the Fan.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is Daryl.
Daryl, what's going on, Daryl?
Yeah.
My bad.
No, man, how y'all doing, man?
Good.
man. How you doing?
Hey, I just want to say this, man. There's a couple things I want to say. All right, Lamar is not playing. For the last 4 games, he's not playing well. I mean, I don't know if it's injury or whatever like that, but he's not playing the best Lamar that we know of. Which I don't have a problem with someone coming on and saying that. I mean, I think you guys led with that. I don't have no problem with that. But the problem I have with some people that call in and say, oh, well, he's not a franchise quarterback now. Or all of a sudden now, he can't read defenses no more. You don't know. That to me, those guys are just haters. You've been waiting for this to happen. Where you were the last 2 or 3 years. Now, all of a sudden now, you got an opening, and now you coming on with it. To me, that just brings the division with the fans, and that's what part I don't like. And then like sometimes you gotta have your team gotta help you out. I mean, likely you gotta catch the ball. You can't pump that football.
Mm-hmm.
Zay Flowers, you pushed off. That was a perfect throw to you, and you pushed off in the end zone. That was a touchdown. And then even Des Walker, he hit you on a nice pass, and you dropped it on the 2-yard line.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for Lamar. He needs to play better. But, the team, sometimes it's a game when the team got to help you. When you've been carrying the team, now the team got to pick you up.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Daryl. I mean, I think he's spot on. For years, Lamar has carried this team on his back, and maybe it's glossed over a little bit because he's the quarterback. And in today's day and age in the NFL, the quarterback is the reason you win. He's the reason you lose. So I think it kind of gets glossed over because of the position that he plays. But the reality is he has carried this team as far as they have gone since he's gotten here. And Lamar played bad last night. But would it have been a little easier to digest if Likely doesn't fumble going into the end zone, if Zay doesn't get called for the offensive pass interference? Tez Walker, who people have just been banging the table to get more reps. I mean, those are NFL catches you got to make. Right. You got to make that. And on a night where Lamar just could not be accurate whenever he wanted to, that was a dime to Tez Walker on that deep ball that Tez ended up not catching right at the goal line. And it was a tough play, don't get me wrong, but you're an NFL receiver now.
Yeah, first off, Daryl literally took the words right from me. Like, that is exactly where I stand. Now we're going to turn on the guy that, as Cordell just said, has carried us for how many years? The franchise stuff, like the franchise quarterback stuff, earlier I kind of already pushed back on that. I don't need to go more into that. But, like, you're going to have these spells. Lamar Jackson will not be this bad forever, and there's no way to view that. I mean, Josh Allen, who everybody loves, he has spells like this. Joe Burrow, go look at the first 3 weeks of every season he plays. Like, he struggles. Some quarterbacks will have struggles. The issue is it's so rare in Baltimore to see this from Lamar Jackson, and people will point to some of the playoff games a little earlier in his career. He's been better in the past year, but Lamar's going to fix it. I fully believe that. But to the caller's point, all the times he's held you up, when can somebody go out there and make it? Why couldn't they have, turned a turnover into a touchdown and get 7 for the defense? And they've done that. The Browns game, they were able to get some takeaways, some big time things. Why did you have to fumble at the goal line? Now, these are all, like, athletes are also people. Lamar hits Zay and that touchdown stands. Lamar hits Likely and that touchdown goes. Maybe he's more confident. Maybe the throws are a little bit sharper. Maybe things go like these are not robots.
Yeah.
So everything happens. I mean, you guys live your life. You do your jobs. You know how things are when things are going wrong and how you feel when things are going right. That's just a fact. You can't argue that. So, yeah, if he got some help, maybe he does have a better game. But, yeah, I'm not pushing back that Lamar has played bad football.
Let's try to grab one more before we go to break. Let's go to Ricky in Rosedale. Ricky, you're on the Fan.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning. I wasn't going to come on. I haven't been on in a while, maybe a few years, but I don't get too fired up for the football seasons anymore like I used to. And the other caller before me, I think his name was Daryl, he kind of like took my thunder as far as the fans that be calling in against Lamar. To me, they're not really good fans. You know, there's other issues that they're dealing with. I'm going to just say that. But we will never see, Raven fans, we will never see a raw talent like that for a long time as Lamar. And Lamar is a loyal guy. He's not going to speak out against his team. He's not going to speak out against his coach. That's the way he was raised. But, you know, you have a guy like Brady, he's going to go to the coach. I want some more linemen. He's going to take a pay cut to get some more linemen, you know, and that's rare. But we will never, ever win a Super Bowl as long as Harbaugh is here. And the reason I say that, and Bisciotti is getting a free ride. He's not called out either. When we did win the Super Bowl, we had coaches on the field. We had Ray, we had Reed, we had Bolden, and Flacco fitted right in. And what did Harbaugh do, him and his brother? When Bolden was out of the country, they traded him to San Francisco. This is the kind of guy Harbaugh is. He wants to be the shot caller, which he should be because he's the coach. But he have control issues. And to me, he will never, ever win the Super Bowl. If we losing against a team after halftime, never, ever make adjustments. And football is like baseball. Talent gets you to the playoffs, but when you get to the championship and the playoff, the coaches makes the difference. And when we was in that championship game, we ran the ball 6 times. We was the best rush team all that year, but we did not rush the ball. And I just don't understand. I do understand Harbaugh have control issues. Our route running is not good. We don't have good offensive coordinators. Hopkins, the best wide receiver.
Yeah, appreciate the call. We're up against the break. So, but I mean, I think we got the point of, you know, you don't think that they'll be able to win another Super Bowl as long as John Harbaugh is around. That's tough to tell, but it's looking like it because I think there are going to be major changes. If this season goes the way that it's looking like it's going, even if it does in the playoffs, a wild card loss is just as devastating as not making the postseason for a Ravens team that has come accustomed to being a Super Bowl contender.
We're up against a break, but just next segment we'll get into a little bit. Like, they lose in the wild card or the divisional, and it's kind of how the season's gone. Is John back? I think so.
You think he is?
I think he is, yeah.
We could definitely talk about it. We could definitely get into that in the next break. We'll continue to take your calls as well if you want to get in. 410-583-1057 is the number. That's next here on The Fan.
Jason LaConfora, Ken Weinman, Tim Barbalese, and Ben Hall. Inside Access. On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts.
This holiday, Verizon is helping you bundle up incredible gifts and savings. You'll get the latest phone with a new line on My Plan and a brand new smartwatch and tablet. No trade-in needed. Visit a Verizon store today. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Additional terms apply.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
My lucky shoelace from 3rd grade.
I pulled it out of the drain. Why is it lucky?
I used it to fish out my lucky nickel.
If you have lucky or unlucky things stopping up your drain, Supreme Service Today can get it open for just $89.
And we'll get to you today.
A backed up drain can't wait.
Supreme Service, where today means today.
Accessible drains only. Schedule at supremeservicetoday.com.
Tell my brother to stop sticking things down the drain.
NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop, and now we're making it all better. That's right. Even this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. Right now, all customers can get 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account, because that's what Sunday should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Rob to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. FanDuel, official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan, 21 and over. President of Maryland, opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Downy rinse tonight, and I need it more. Like can't rest the bed and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. The sweat and that short smells like a dog park. Downy rinse it tonight.
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
It's Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
The Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall back here on 105.7 The Fan and on YouTube streaming live up until noon. We are still talking to you, the people, about the Ravens' loss to the Bengals last night. And Ben, you made the interesting point before we went to break about the pending future of John Harbaugh. What does that look like? You said you believe that if they made it to the postseason and just made it to the postseason, period.
I think they make it. He's back. Do I push for that? No. I think they need, and the roster's flawed right now, I would say. But we've also seen them come up short in a lot of moments. I think if they get into the playoffs, he's back. Make it. That's what I think.
I just feel like now there's a possibility that maybe after the 1-5 start that the expectations adjusted. And maybe it became maybe it went from, he needs to get back to the conference championship game at least, or even the Super Bowl to keep his job, to now, let's just get in there. Let's just save our season and get into the postseason, and maybe that saves them. I don't know. I still feel like it's a massive step backwards. And I feel like this team is headed, like, going into the future years, this team is going to look drastically different. I don't really see how, based off this year, it feels like John can keep that train going. It just feels like it's run its course. It's almost getting to how it felt with Greg Roman as the offensive coordinator, where it felt like they held on to him a year too long. Like, that's where it's headed now. And usually when that happens, it gets really bad. As we saw with the Roman offense, that offense was putrid. And it became so dry. And I think now when you're looking at this team, they're just headed towards just like a desert right now. I don't recognize a lot of the elements of this Ravens team, even just down to them playing to their style. Like, they don't even have a home field advantage. The Ravens are 3-4 at home.
And he would always have the guys ready to play in some of these big games, primetime games. That hasn't been the case.
No.
But he did. I mean, what was that? March, he signed that 3-year extension to make him one of the highest paid coaches in the NFL, if not the highest. And I know they had to do that because this was the last year of his deal, and they didn't want that. They didn't want to deal with that. But I just don't see them move. And listen, I think it should be like I remember he pushed back on the Super Bowl or bust. It should at least be AFC Championship or bust. You can't have now. As I said, like, the offensive line is not playing the way they thought. It's not all the GM with some of these decisions. Like, John Harbaugh has say in who's on their team. He has say in who plays. That's a fact. To come into the season with all this hype and odds don't mean anything in reality, to be quite honest with you. But this team being where they are, giving away week one, that week one game is massive right now for chances, and even for the Bills. Like, right now, if the Bills had that loss, I say it all the time, there would be different conversations about them. But like, that game, that loss, now John didn't fumble and the Henry fumble. John didn't do some things, but ultimately he's the head coach. And it wasn't like like last year in the playoff loss, I didn't put that on John. I mean, Mark Andrews had some costly plays. There were some things but like the Bills game, that can't be a game you lose in that spot. You don't go for it. There were a lot of things there that he could have done differently or tried differently, and we see some aggressive coaches do it. But that loss is costly. I think it should be AFC Championship or not, but I don't think it will. I think if they get in the playoffs, it will be he took a 1-5 team to the playoffs, and that's what I think is going to happen. But I'm interested to see. And they had their stint against the bad teams. Now you're going to have to go to Green Bay. You're going to host the Patriots team, who we talked about earlier is red hot. Play the Steelers twice, which going 2-0 against the Steelers is never easy. Playing a Bengals team that just pushed you around at home in Cincy, like, it's going to get kind of tough.
Let's get back to the phones. Let's go to Annapolis and get Rick. Rick, thanks for holding. You're on the Fan.
Hi. I want to bring up an issue that I think has not really been explored, which is Lamar's recovery from his concussion. His indecision, slow decision-making, bad decisions that he's making, along with kind of missed, open receivers. It seems to be an ongoing issue, and I think I'd like your comments on how significant you think that is in his poor play.
I don't recall him getting a concussion either. He's had a multitude of injuries that he's been listed for on the injury report, but I don't recall a concussion even in game. Like, I'm trying to think.
No,
was it the Chiefs?
2021 against
Well, no,
Buffalo.
the playoff game. But I'm just like, I don't think a concussion has been a part of his
definitely
issues.
Hit the ground hard. A lot of things, but I do not remember a concussion.
Yeah, I don't think a concussion has been one of them. But the lower body issues for sure has been a problem. Let's get back to the phone lines. 410-583-1057 is the number if you want to get in. Let's go to Owens Mills and get Warren. Warren, you're on the Fan.
Morning, Cordell. Morning, Ben.
Hey, good morning.
Couple quick points. I hope my voice holds up. I'm still hoarse from last night. I think I agree with Ben, although I'm far from a Harbaugh fan. I think if they make the playoffs, he will be back. But I think there's big problems here with roster construction, too. I'm not thrilled with Eric DeCosta. But getting back to Lamar and the point that you just made, and I never heard anything about concussion, but the injuries have affected his throwing mechanics. I want to look at the replay of the game today again, but several throws last night were just horribly off. Mm-hmm. And if you look at his footwork, it's never the same on any two throws. And I think that has issues with his accuracy because his QBR and his pass percentage is going way down. Charles Walker made a great point in his article this morning that I hadn't really thought about, but it's easy to see, is when Lamar came back against the Dolphins on Halloween night, he threw for 4 touchdowns. In the month of November, he's got 1 touchdown pass that he'll have for the entire month. Last night, he made 3 good throws. The one to Zay, and that was a horrible pass interference call, because if that was pass interference, you could call it on virtually every play in the NFL. The one to Likely, where Likely fumbled. And then the one to Tez Walker. Tez Walker was interfered with on that. That was far more contact than on the play they called back on Zay, and Tez was interfered with. But some of his other throws were horrible. Remember the one late in the third quarter? It was down the field to Zay, where he threw it so far over Zay's head.
It's still bouncing.
Victor Wembanyama couldn't have gotten his fingertips on that ball. There was a pass out in the flat, I think to Rasheed Ali in the second quarter.
Keaton Mitchell.
Keaton Mitchell. That bounced at his feet. It looked like Lamar was throwing darts. Several of his throws, if you watch his footwork, and I know you go to practice, Cordell, and you don't get to see much now that the season's in play at practice. But look at Lamar's footwork. He doesn't step into his throws, and it's been this way ever since he's been injured. So I think I don't have a problem with the way he's reading the defenses and his decision-making, but his execution, and if you look at his footwork, the throws are all over the place. No 2 throws are the same. The misses aren't even the same. So that's the problem that has to be corrected, because, frankly, last night was one of the 3 worst games I can remember since Lamar's been a starter. The only other ones were the home playoff loss to Kansas City for the AFC Championship and the Thursday night game in Miami in 21 where he just looked awful. But other than that, I think last night was his worst performance, and I think a lot of it has to do with his injuries. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Warren. I'll say this. Lamar has always, and I got to be careful, I guess, with the characteristic, but I think his mechanicals have always been loose. His throwing mechanics. I think he's always been loose with those. The caller just said it. You don't really see his throwing motion the same on each throw. I think that's always been Lamar. Lamar is not a fundamentally sound passer mechanically, but it works for him. Whatever he does works for him, and he has made himself into an elite passer. Now, that said, I do think this is where the lack of mechanics comes in when you have all these lower body injuries, and now your body is trying to overcompensate for an injury that you're having. He can't do it the way that he used to. The great throws that he would make with poor mechanics when he was healthy, he can't make those same throws with poor mechanics while he's injured right now. I think that's what we're seeing. And I thought that watching the game last night, because he's always throwing off one foot, or his throwing motion is not teach tape, but it works for him. But when you're not 100%, I think it starts to impede on that consistency that he had, even though his mechanics were loose.
Yeah, no, that's a hell of a point. And I'll be honest, I didn't really think of it like that. But you bring up that point, it's true. How many throws have we seen off his back foot, falling back, where he opens up, whatever you want to call it, and he puts it right where he needs to? How many throws do we see? I mean, the Bengals game last year, he's running around, and that's always been Lamar. Extending plays, doing crazy things we don't see, and making accurate throws on ways that we don't see guys do. The jump throws, things like that. We've seen Lamar do a lot of stuff that other quarterbacks don't do. And to your point, now that there is something going on with the entire leg, I mean, it was down to the toe this week. And the guys on Inside Access made a great point the other day. If you were like 100% truthful on his injury report, we'd probably say thigh, knee.
It's not enough space.
Yeah, right. Let's just be real. And it's a football season. It's week 13 now for them. Like, that just goes on. But yeah, that whole leg is banged up. He's not comfortable. And to your point, like the throws, he is able to do what Lamar does. And that's never been an issue. The issue now is he's banged up and he can't do that.
410-583-1057 is the number if you want to get in. We're going to try to clean out the rest of these calls in the next segment. That's next here on The Fan.
Got a hot take? The Plaza Ford text line. 410-583-1057.
The hits are intense on the field and in life. I'm Neil Dubovsky, founder of Dubo Law. When you've been hurt in an accident, call 410-ASK-DUBO for a free consultation.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting ways you can boost your bets all weekend long. Amplify your winnings with special boost. Build a same-game parlay. Enjoy live betting and more. If you're a fan of pro or college football, you can take advantage of special promos like a second chance on a first touchdown bet. Plus, keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account all throughout the season. Ready to give your weekend a boost? Never settle for ordinary. Sign up today for BetMGM and make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please play responsibly in partnership with MGM National Harbor.
Behold, the alpha mother in the holiday wild. She prowls the digital savannas for deals to satisfy her pack. From her gamer husband to her tech-savvy daughter. Her advantage, switching to Fios Home Internet from Verizon. Choose from our biggest selection of gifts ever on us with a Fios 1 gig plan. Only until December 1st. Get our best deals with Fios Home Internet. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Availability varies.
The Black Friday sale at Mattress Warehouse is on, and the numbers don't lie. Now save up to $1,000 warehouse-wide on top brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Beautyrest, Sealy, and more. And the Mattress Warehouse exclusive bed match technology breaks down how you sleep and pairs you with the right mattress. It's backed by their signature 100% comfort guarantee, plus 0% financing, free next-day delivery, and the 1-year lowest price guarantee. Do what we did. Find the store nearest you right now at mattresswarehouse.com.
Quality is very important here at the North Pole. You see, I checked my list once, twice, all done.
Well, Santa, quality's important to us at Nissan, too. We actually test every model thousands of times. There's the frame twist test, shaker test, corrosion test, drive load test, tug-of-war test, towing test, off-roading test, practical strength test, splash test, corrugated road test, chassis dynamics test, water intrusion test, extreme heat test, extreme cold test, rough road test, jump test, curb impact test, and physical parts tests.
Save on J.D. Power's #1 mainstream brand in new vehicle quality at the Nissan year-end event. Get 0% APR on the 2026 Rogue Platinum, 2025 Murano, or Pathfinder for well-qualified buyers. For J.D. Power 2025 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2025 model year. Example, 0 down payment, 60 months financing at $1,667 per month per thousand financed. Actual down payment may vary. Subject to NMAC credit approval. Not all buyers qualify. Dealer contribution may affect actual price set by dealer. Contact dealer for details. Ends 12/1/25.
It's Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
The Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall back here on 105.7 The Fan and on YouTube. We are streaming live on YouTube, so check us out. All over the place, no excuses to not listen. And on the Odyssey app, we're all over the place right now. 410-583-1057 is the number. We're trying to get through these calls as we continue to recap the Ravens' 32-14 loss to the Cincinnati Bengals last night on Thanksgiving night. Let's go. Who we got? Let's go to Mark in Westminster. Mark, you're on the Fan.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Happy belated Thanksgiving. I don't think, Cordell, as you stated, Lamar has never been mechanically sound. I don't think that's a factor. I think even if you have the best quarterback who's mechanically or teachable, who puts out teachable tape, if they got a bad quad or a bad hamstring or torn calf, they got to change. Something's got to compensate. Lamar, all his career from Pop Warner, has been an unconventional type thrower. So I don't think that's it. I think there's something going on, and it's exacerbated when you do have an injury, even if you have the best mechanics. Lamar is a generational quarterback. He is the least of our problems. Lamar is going to be a Hall of Famer with or without the Baltimore Ravens. He's already won 2 MVPs and should have won a third, and we know once he gets back to 100% physically, he's going to be our ace. As you guys have said, as Ben has said many a times, he's carried us the past since he's been here. Franchise called in earlier. You can't give me urine and tell me it's lemonade. We are bad right now. Just because people like me call in and tell us how bad we are, don't think that we're haters of the Ravens. I am a disliker for the past 6 or 7 years of Harbaugh. We don't have leadership. We have the same issues with play calling, whether we should be rushing or passing the ball, time management, timeout management. These are the same things. And when you go up against quality coaches, that's where it clearly shows. And this season, I don't know how you cannot say it's the Super Bowl or bust. For the past 3 years, at least 2 years ago, we were the favorite by far, and we should have won. We lost to Kansas City at home. This year, preseason, we were supposed to be the favorites to win. When are we going to say enough is enough with the leadership? We got to get rid of them because we keep changing coordinators. We keep bringing in these aces like Hopkins, though he's on the end of his career, and we bring in Derrick Henry, and yet we're still not there. I don't know how we can expect or how can we accept that if we don't win the Super Bowl, that we'll be okay with Harbaugh there. I think it'll be a mutiny on the players' half. And the last thing I want to say, and again, I don't know if it's been talked about, but maybe Lamar is saying, I'm playing just because I don't want to get injured anymore. I'm tired of being the workhorse. I've been throwing my body out for this team, and I've carried this team since I've been on this field, and yet we got the same thing. I'm getting crushed as an offensive leader, and I'm not getting the protection that I need. And defensively, things are picking up, but still, as we saw, Hamilton's supposed to be our ace. He got burned. I didn't see him get back to Burrows last night. I don't think we got the quality of a player of a roster as we should. However, we definitely.
Yeah, appreciate the call. Just trying to get as many calls in as we can. I'll say this. I don't think Lamar's out there playing to stay healthy. I mean, it would behoove him to run more. If that's the case, he's still taking hits. He's taking more hits than I've seen Lamar Jackson take throughout his career, and cleaner hits than I've seen him take. I'm seeing more hits this year that I don't like than I've seen in years past from Lamar. But I will buy what he said about just needing a change at leadership. Yeah. The Ravens' offensive line stinks now, but it didn't always stink.
Right.
Their defense struggled half the year this year, but their defense didn't always struggle. They were a Triple Crown winner just a couple of years ago.
And that guy's doing a good job in Seattle.
He is. And Lamar won MVP that year. Derrick Henry was there. They may have roster deficiencies today, but over the course of time, they have had good enough rosters to get to the promised land, and they haven't. And I think the Ravens, I say this multiple times, John has gotten more chances than anybody. And this isn't me putting last night's game on John. Right. This is just responding. But I do think you do at some point got to owe it to the players in the locker room to make the change, because every other change has been made. They've made roster changes. They've made coordinator changes. They've made changes to the front office. The only change that hasn't happened has been the head coach.
Yep. And there's been, 6 extensions?
Yeah.
John, they bring him back. And, he's had a lot of success. He's won a lot of games.
He's had his time.
But that's where I'm at. That's why I said earlier, I think it should be AFC Championship. And anything can happen in the playoffs. A lot of different things, factors, all of these. But I don't know when it'll ever, 2023 was the year. Last year, they still had a chance. There's been a lot of times where they've had a chance. Now, this year, quite honestly, I just don't think they do. Now, in the playoffs, anything could happen, but I don't know what's ever going to change. You can bring in the Derrick Henrys. You can bring in the Roquans in a trade, because Roquan, the defense turned the second half of that year. They played well down the stretch, and even in that Bengals game, in the playoffs, even with the loss. Then the next year, Triple Crown. Mike, now he goes to Seattle. He's got that defense playing up. The offense is playing good football with Kubiak. It's a different game now. It's not a complete knock to John. I think John's had success in his career, but you can't go through this again.
Let's grab another call. Let's go to Baltimore and get Andre. Andre, you on the Fan.
Hey, good morning. I would try to be quick because I know you have a lot of other calls, but I had to call. And again, I'm not going to excuse the play for the Ravens or Lamar, but I have noticed a trend in Baltimore. And Cordell, I actually called you. I know you ain't going to remember, but a few years ago, when Lamar was going through his whole free agency, there seems to be a group of fans, segment of fans in Baltimore, by the way, which is even more disappointing. We're not talking about Pittsburgh or Cincinnati, but in Baltimore, there seems to be a group of fans that anytime they want to take a shot at Lamar, either when he's going to do free agency or when the Ravens lose, they always bring up his intellect, his decision making, his intellect. There was a call, I think, in the beginning of this call and even the show before, where somebody even criticized Lamar as far as his lack of intellect, that he had to have the little card on his forearm like all of the quarterbacks do. And I call it out, and I'm going to say what a lot of people don't want to say. A lot of times there's some small racial undertones with that, because you're talking about a 2-time MVP. You're talking about, like you said, a player that nationwide everybody recognizes that he carries the team on his back. So he may have a bad game, may even have a bad season. That happens. But then to kind of discard all that he's done for the Ravens and then try to say that somehow the guy's dumb or he has intellect or he can't think and we need to go behind. I just think that needs to be called out sometime. And I noticed that's a trend that I see in Baltimore, unfortunately. And I can expect that in other cities, but I do see that here. And that's the only comment I want to make. But thank y'all for the call.
Yeah, appreciate the call, Andre. I mean, look, you got to be somewhat smart to negotiate the deal that Lamar got.
Yeah, everybody called him stupid throughout all of that, and he gets paid high. Him and his mom, how dumb they are, which was being said. I mean, there's a lot
you
of
don't
ignorance.
get here by being stupid.
No, it's unbelievable. And you want to talk about the him wearing the card? Tom Brady did too.
Exactly.
Fine 20.
Exactly.
I agree with the caller's point. And there's the MVP years, it was very quiet with some of these people. Now, right now, I talked about it earlier. I see it everywhere. Don't pay Lamar. You don't want him back. Lamar's playing bad football right now. It's a fact. He is. But to switch up this way right now, after you've been quiet for so long, and last year, Lamar was winning with that defense.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's fine to say Lamar Jackson is playing bad football, and he's got to be better. And there are a lot of things there. But I do agree with the caller's point where there's a select amount of people in Baltimore, and every time where there's these struggles or the Super Bowl loss happens or some of these things happen, they're very loud.
You're not wrong, and it's usually him and Harbaugh that get thrown in there, but it does feel like sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, that there's a little extra when it comes to Lamar. Coming up next on the program, we'll wrap things up, get you ready for the Bruce Cunningham Show, and give you our final takes next here on The Fan.
Daddy, I'm cold.
Nobody wants to hear those words when they can't fix it. Like if your furnace goes down when you need it most. It's why I take service calls personally, because it is personal when your family's comfort's disrupted. It's why I recommend fault furnace tune-ups. Think of it this way. Your car has warning lights to let you know about problems before there's a breakdown. Empty on gas, low on oil, engine overheating. But your furnace doesn't have those warning lights. The only way to know about an impending problem before a breakdown is a fault tune-up. Think about it like getting a tune-up before a long road trip, just to be sure. The older your furnace, the more that's a good idea. And at Amazing, we don't just safety check it either. We do the cleaning, recalibration, and servicing most companies don't, ensuring you and your family stay warm all winter. So call the heating techs who have your back at
CALLAMAZING. Go to callamazing.com.
Choosing an orthopedic doctor who specializes in back and neck care is a big decision. You want to see a doctor who is among the best of the best, who has the right experience and skills to understand what is causing your pain and fix it. The spine experts at Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland, a division of CAO, offer both surgical and non-surgical approaches to care, with focus on changing your life for the better. You can schedule an appointment with one of our spine specialists quickly and easily at mdbonedocs.com. That's mdbonedocs.com.
Target's Black Friday deals are delivering big surprises all week long, like 40 to 50% off top holiday gifts, plus thousands more deals in-store and online, all with free shipping. Load up on all the season's must-haves with huge deals on tech, video games, toys, floor care, clothing for the family, and so much more. Hurry, these deals are going fast. 40 to 50% off gifts and Saturday. Only at Target. Free shipping applies to orders over $35.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable scent boosters to give your laundry non-stop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
boss, 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 bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable beads to your wash for 24-hour non-stop freshness so you can smell unstoppable.
Are you tired of online threats? Then get an antivirus. It's the only online protection you will ever need.
Disclaimer, an antivirus is just half protection online. It will not protect you from snoopers or encrypt your online traffic. So this Black Friday, get better online protection with NordVPN. NordVPN will encrypt your traffic, protect you from malware and phishing, and stop annoying ads. Get the NordVPN Black Friday deal with 73% off and enjoy 3 extra months.
If you've been waiting to try learning a new language with Babbel, now is the time. Black Friday has come early this year. Babbel's biggest sale is happening now. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription at our best price of the year, which means a small investment for all your big adventures. Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember. Plus, Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And with a lifetime access to all of Babbel's languages, lessons, podcasts, and cultural insights, just imagine what you can do, or rather, where you could go. So if you've been putting off booking that pastry pilgrimage to France for fear of mispronouncing croissant, take advantage of Babbel's biggest sale of the season. Where will Babbel take you? Find out at Babbel.com. But hurry, this offer ends November 30th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less for a limited time at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
It's Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
The Fresh Take with Cordell Woodland and Ben Hall back here on 105.7 The Fan and on YouTube, streaming live on YouTube. We are wrapping things up, getting you our final takes and making way for Bruce Cunningham and the Bruce Cunningham Show at noon. I'll get you my final take first. I don't like some of the things that I see. It's a lot of things on social media that I see that I don't like. But if I'm keeping it in the sports realm, what is going on with this new phenomenon of fans that are so ready for their quarterbacks to basically get put on IR for the rest of the season when their season is not going the way that they think?
That top 5 pick.
Like, it's obvious it's happening in Washington, and Jaden's coming back from the elbow issue and everything, and a lot of people are, just put him in bubble wrap. Don't even let him play no more this year. There were Ravens fans saying that about Lamar when the Ravens were 1-5, like, oh yeah, don't even bring Lamar back. Why? This is their job. And it's opening my eyes to how many quitters are out there. It's crazy that we are in a phenomenon where being a hater and being a quitter is glorified. That's just new to me. And I don't like it. And I get that it's a lot of things. And I'm going to be honest, since I've been covering these professional teams, it has even opened my eyes to what all goes into the product that we see on Sundays, or what goes into the product that we see in terms of baseball pretty much every night. Like, I have a whole new appreciation for the preparation that goes into being a professional athlete, and especially being a professional athlete and playing at an elite level. Like, dude, you've got to be different. And so when I see all these people that are just showing, oh, well, if it was me, I wouldn't want to come back. I just put me on IR. Lamar, don't come back, man. Just stay home for what? The season's over. It's week 8. What? You want Jaden Daniels to not come back? He's in his second year. These snaps are meaningful. There's still a development process going on here. Look at Joe Burrow. The Bengals stink. And here's Joe Burrow coming back last night early from an injury and balling. Like, this is their livelihood. This is their jobs. So And they have a competitive nature that obviously a lot of people out there know nothing about, because they show how quickly they are to fold when anything gets tough. It drives me crazy to see that from fans now. And I've had to kind of back off from social media sometimes for a multitude of different reasons. But in the sports world, that is a huge pet peeve of mine, trying to push your quitting narrative on these premium competitors. Keep it to yourself. We don't want to see it. Ben, what you got?
I don't like to do because we talk Ravens all show. So I don't like to go back to the Ravens at the end. I try to make it more around and that, but I have to go back to the Ravens. They fumbled 7 times this year. They're lost fumbles. They fumbled more because they've gotten on the field.
Right.
They've lost 7 fumbles this year. It's tied for the most with the Saints. Commanders are actually second.
Of course.
Oh. Sorry, I just had to.
Appreciate you sliding that in there.
Yeah, that was my bad. No, the Commanders have lost 5. So they're actually technically third because the Ravens are tied with Saints, but the Commanders are with us.
We'll take it.
No, you cannot put the ball on the ground. Like, I don't know why it's not a point of emphasis, because we all know the training camp practices. We splash and it's jump on the ball, and they lose so many fumbles. Last night, another 2. In the Rams game, they have a chance. That does not mean knocking Zay. Zay's been very good, and I think Zay should get an extension. He's a good wide receiver, so not me knocking Zay. But in the Rams game, the Rams are just letting you stay around. They're taking you as a joke. You fumble. Like, in big moments, it feels like this team has an issue putting the ball on the ground. Interceptions haven't been a big issue for Lamar this year. I know he threw the one last night. That hasn't really been a big issue. We all remember that stretch of time with Derrick Henry, and it was clear it was in his head. He takes off the arm sleeves. He's been fine with it since. But Zay in 2023 against the Chiefs, he's young. He makes the mistake. The ball gets punched out. Last night, Isaiah Likely. Now, it's years after, and things happen. It's a sport. I get it. I just feel like there needs to be a point of emphasis, especially in those spots, in the red zone, let alone the goal line, to just be moving it around. And he was trying to reach it across and get there. That's exactly what Zay did. And the ball was punched out, and it was a fumble. Last night's fumble of Likely was costly. Likely's another guy who I want to see extended. I'm not one of the people in Baltimore that's saying move off of 80. I think they should bring him back. But I don't like that they seem to always have these issues in these moments, and when it happens, it continues and continues and continues. Last night, Likely loses the one at the goal line. Now the game's probably over. You're down 14. Zay, the only chance you have, fumble again. After you already saw somebody do it, I don't know. The fumbling issue bothers me, and they got to fix it. And again, it's on the players they're fumbling, with coaches too. And the playoff game last year, Mark Andrews, and it was snowy, it was icy, but you're in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
You're a tight end, not as fast as some of these DBs, and you're putting the ball on the ground in the biggest moment.
John put the turnovers on him. I didn't fully understand it, but just thinking back, I think maybe, and I'm just spitballing here, but I think when he puts it on him, maybe that's him saying he's not correcting things in the moment as they're happening. Maybe they're a little loose with the ball in practice at times, or maybe in the games when they cough it up, he's not as on them as maybe he should be. But again, I'm spitballing, but he put the turnovers on him last night, when in reality, the players got to hold on to the ball, and it is costing them, especially in pivotal moments. That'll do it for us. Another great one in the books. Appreciate Mike on the board. Great job as always. Appreciate all the people that called in today. Always love talking to you guys. Appreciate you, the listener and the viewer. You could have been watching or listening to anybody in the world, but you were listening to us. We really appreciate it. From Ben Hall to me, Cordell Woodland. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.
Ravens.
Lamar Jackson is gone.
Terps.
Rays with the hammer.
And O's.
Bolton Kowser demolition derby.
Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Host a show-stopping feast with Whole Foods Market. Prime members get 365 brand frozen whole turkeys for $1.49 per pound through December 2nd. As always, there are no antibiotics ever. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Ken Wyman. NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop, and now we're making it even better. Because this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account, because that's what Sunday should feel like. So visit FanDuel.com/Ken to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. FanDuel, official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Vinny Serrano from my buddies at Box Hill Pizzeria. For over 40 years, Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes, they've made holiday special occasions and everyday meals easier and more enjoyable for everyone. So treat yourself to a famous Box Hill Crab Cake or ship anywhere in the U.S., whether it's seafood, Greek specialties, Italian dishes, or supersized salads. Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes, they got you covered. Dine in, pick up. Now you can order DoorDash, Box Hill Pizzeria and Crab Cakes, menu items right to your door. BoxHillPizzaRestaurant.com. Best crab cakes in Maryland.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if your old windows have you boiling in the summer and freezing in the winter, you need the pros at Window Nation with installation precision and experience that are second to none. Their custom windows are guaranteed to be a perfect fit, and they're backed by the best warranty in the industry. Go to getwindownation.com or call 866-90NATION for your free estimate. And for a limited time, get 50% off all window styles, plus pay no interest for 5 years.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM and check out all the exciting ways you can boost your bets all weekend long. Amplify your winnings with special boost. Build a same-game parlay. Enjoy live betting and more. If you're a fan of pro or college football, you can take advantage of special promos like a second chance on a first touchdown bet. Plus, keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account all throughout the season. Ready to give your weekend a boost? Never settle for ordinary. Sign up today for BetMGM and make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Maryland only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Please play responsibly in partnership with MGM National Harbor.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Tune in to Winning in Retirement with Brian Akers and his team of financial advisors right here on 105.7 The Fan this Saturday at 11 a.m.
Ring in 2026 at Charm City Countdown. Maryland's biggest all-inclusive New Year's Eve gala brings a night at Studio 54 to the BWI Hilton. Multiple live bands, DJs, dance floors, and 17 party zones. Gourmet food, 5-hour open bar, party favors for all, champagne toast, and huge balloon drop at midnight. Hotel rooms on site. Tickets start at $79, and you can leave your wallet at home. Proceeds benefit caring communities. Get tickets at charmcitycountdown.com. Keep listening to win your tickets.
From the Thompson Creek Window Company Studios, one window replacement company that does it all. This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Everybody, welcome into another edition of the Bruce Cunningham Show. It's
Strange Friday edition, but this is Black Friday. And those hard-working regular hosts, they want a day off, so sure, we'll come in for a while. I'm not looking forward to it. I'll tell you, after that thing last night we watched, that might have been one of the worst performances in Ravens history. I'm struggling to find something about that game that wasn't horrible. Well, there was that defensive stand after the Bengals got a fumble on the 3-yard line, and the Ravens ended up giving up 0 points there. But that's the only thing I can think of. It was just startling. Look, AFC North games are always screwy, and especially the Bengals. You never know what's going to happen, but I don't think any of us saw that kind of 32-14. Look, everybody wants to fire Harbaugh. People are mad at this guy, Eric DeCosta. They're mad at him. Here's the bottom line in that game last night. Seriously. 5 turnovers. 5. Did John Harbaugh have any of those 5 turnovers? He did not. Did Eric DeCosta have any of those 5 turnovers? He did not. It wasn't a coaching problem last night. It was an execution problem. And that brings me to something I wanted to talk about off the top. The Lamar Jackson we're seeing in 2025, we see flashes of what he can do, but he ain't right. He's not right. He's not playing like Lamar plays. So that leads to this question for me. Is it because of this series of injuries that he's had? Or is the sun going down here, with Lamar? I don't know. I want to think it's all the injuries. But, I mean, he's missing passes last night. Things that you expect to make in high school. And it's jarring to see Lamar Jackson play that way. And I don't want to put it all on him. I don't. But he's going against the lowest-ranked defense in the NFL. And you still turn it over 5 times. That's just discouraging. They got hosed on the offensive pass interference call. That would have been a touchdown. And then, if Tez Walker doesn't drop that pass and if Likely doesn't drop that touchdown, okay, well, there's 3 more touchdowns. Okay, so you know what that makes the score at that point? It would have made it 35-32 Ravens. But we don't play what if around here. One of my favorite sayings is would and could have no place in sports. You either do or you don't. I don't really care who should have won or what you think about that because it doesn't matter. Ask yourself this question. Did they play well enough to win last night? And the answer is no. They truly did not. Tip your cap to Joe Burrow. Been out all that time with the foot, and he had a steel plate in his shoe. And there was no limp. He ran the ball several times. Like him or not, you can never doubt his guts, and he was gutty last night. The folks in Cincinnati got to be thrilled, and I don't blame them. I would be too. But here, it's the opposite of thrilled. All right, joining us this hour, former Raven Wally Williams, who does not pull punches. We will find out what he thought of that debacle last night. At 1 o'clock, I'm really excited about this. The former governor, state of Maryland, Bob Ehrlich's going to join us to talk about his boys. If you don't know, it's a great story. Drew and Josh. Drew he played in college, in football in college, and graduated, and he's coaching now at Washington and Jefferson. His younger brother, Josh, is putting up video game numbers at Susquehanna. I mean, over 7,000 yards for his career. It's crazy, the numbers he's put up. They went at each other head-to-head last week in the playoffs, and Josh outdid his older brother. And so they have another playoff game tomorrow down in Virginia. En route, Bob's going to call us, and we're going to talk to him then. I think it's a unique story. It should be a lot of fun. And then in the 1 o'clock hour, one of the smarter guys I know, local writer Ali Danwall. You remember him from the Baltimore Boys about the Dunbar team and the subsequent 30 for 30 that he helped produce and starred in. He's going to join us at 1:30, and we're going to kick it around the horn with him. So we got great guests, and this 2 hours is going to fly by. But the main thing I expect is to talk to you, because I know a lot of you are still angry. And I'm your town hall today. I'm your sounding board. 410-583-1057. That's what we're going to do for the next 2 hours. is I'm just going to let you vent your spleens because I know you need to. Because if there was ever a spleen venter, it was last night. That's for sure. On the bright side, though, if you're looking for one, I had pledged to jump back and forth between these two last night, but Navy played last night. And they won. They played Memphis, which was a big game in their conference, and they won. That was their 10th win. So that gets you a real good bowl game. Maybe a New Year's Day bowl game. They've got Army coming up. They still got to play that, and then they might get to their conference championship. I don't know. A lot of things have to happen there, but what a season for the Mids. And it just continues. But see, it got lost in all the gloom last night. If you forgot it was on, see, it kind of saved me, like in a fourth quarter, when it just became really apparent that the Ravens weren't going to come back. So I was able to switch back and forth a little bit, and it wasn't bad, But then I went back to reality and put the Ravens back on, and it was still terrible. If you're upset, you got a right to be. This was a winnable game. They had won 5 in a row. They got Bengals, Steelers, Bengals. It would have been the next 3. Okay, you had a chance there to do some real damage. But every single freaking year, at least once, the Ravens lose a game that they got absolutely no business losing. And that was it last night. Remember last year, the Jameis Winston Browns game? Remember that? This was that last night. And again, it comes down to this. Is Lamar playing the way he's playing because, the injuries? Or is he playing the way he's playing because of the inevitable? Father Time. Can we expect 2019 vintage Lamar in 2025 and beyond? I think that's a question Ravens fans ought to be asking each other. Seriously. Now, one final thing. I got some quirks, and this is one of my quirks. When the Ravens lose, when they don't play well, I don't want to watch any other football. I don't. Football's stupid, That's the way I feel. But it won't last. In fact, I may watch some of that one this afternoon when I get out of here. I don't know, but it's just depressing, and that's the word. Now, if you follow me on social media, this was my post last night on Facebook right after the game. I'm going to read it to you verbatim because it actually kind of made me laugh. But this is what it was, okay? This game was like watching every horror movie you've ever seen. And while you're watching, somebody takes a big dump on you, then you lose your bank card, then your car won't start. That's what that game was like last night. Those 4 things. I'm ready to turn the page, but I ain't ready to turn the page yet because I got a lot of you to talk to, and we're going to do that next. Phones are going to be open. If you want to get in line, please do. 410-583-1057. A gloomy edition of the Bruce Cunningham Show is underway.
The Big Bad Morning Show, Vinny and Haynie, and Inside Access. Watch their weekly picks live on YouTube. Weekdays 6 till 6. Get it on YouTube. Subscribe at Baltimore 1057 The Fan.
This Black Friday, only at Old Navy stores, get $5 PJ Pants for the family. That's only $5 PJ Pants. But hurry, the $5 PJ Pants sale is 1 day only. Valid 11/28. In-store and select styles only. Limit 5.
Bet365 is paying out before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. When you bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up. You get early payout on parlays, too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Maryland. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means playing in a football game.
Boom! 42! You're going down, Doug!
Oh, yeah? Your price on car insurance when you customize and save is going down.
Hey!
Limu? What are you doing on their team? Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
On the golf tee, it's Skechers World Champions Cup. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. It's PGA Champions Tour golfers from all over the world. Team USA versus Team Europe versus Team International. Watch it live December 4th and 5th on ESPN and ESPN Plus, 12 to 4 p.m. The competition will be tense, but feet will be comfy. Tune in to Skechers World Champions Cup. Final round of golf on Sunday, December 7th on ABC, 1 to 5 p.m.
Behold, the alpha mother in the holiday wild. She prowls the digital savannas for deals to satisfy her pack. From her gamer husband to her tech-savvy daughter. Her advantage, switching to Fios Home Internet from Verizon. Choose from our biggest selection of gifts ever on us with a Fios 1 gig plan. Only until December 1st. Get our best deals with Fios Home Internet. Call 1-833-VERIZON to switch today. Availability varies.
If the city tells you to call a plumber, it's usually because you got a water leak and it's on your side of the meter. That's when you really want an amazing plumber in your corner. For just $99, we'll come out and locate the leak for you. Sometimes it's just a running toilet and we can fix it right there on the spot. Most of the time, though, the leak is between the meter and your house, which is actually good news because it's a straightforward fix. And unlike regular plumbers, we won't replace your cheapo plastic pipe with another cheapo plastic pipe. Instead, we'll replace your leaking line with a super premium, extra durable piping and fittings good enough for a 10-year no loophole warranty. Plus, we'll give you an estimate the same day with flat rate pricing and flexible payments if you need them. So don't call just any old plumber, or worse, a private equity-owned plumbing company. Call a plumber who's on your side at
CALLAMAZING.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome back, Bruce Cunningham Show on Black Friday 2025. And it's a Black Friday in more than one way. The Ravens have a lot to do with that. All right, we're going to go to the phones. I want to tell you the phone bank is absolutely jammed. All the lines are engaged. So if you're on hold, stay there. We're going to get to you, I promise. Let's start out with Calvin in Baltimore. Calvin, what's up?
Bruce, it's been a minute since I talked to you, man.
Sure has.
Gracious alive, Bruce. I don't hardly ever call, man, but I just wanted to make the fans and maybe the Ravens feel a little bit better. Bruce, I'm going to read real quick because I know you got a lot of callers.
Oh, yeah.
The Ravens are still, even after last night's disaster, in a very good place. Let's not forget they just won 5 straight games.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh could very well lose to Buffalo on Sunday. This will put them right back in first place. There are no teams except the Rams that are clear winners in the NFL. Everyone is getting knocked off. If not for the 5 crucial turnover, Bruce, like you said, they would have been a much better play. Here's my solution, Bruce, and I'm off of here.
All right.
Here's my solution. Try to beat Pittsburgh twice or either one of the two. Beat Cincy when they play them again at their place. Open the offer. Be more creative. Stop relying so much on King Henry running the ball up the middle of the chief of the teams are king on him. Stop being so predictable with him. Get him out in open space where he can run wide from the defense. again, teams are scouting Henry and know how the Ravens are using him. Therefore, you have to get more creative. By all means, cut down on the silly mistakes and turnovers. Finally, offensive line got to play much better. Lamar's always running for his life.
Oh, yeah.
He hardly ever has time to sit up. Bruce, I'm gone.
All right, Calvin.
Finally, when the pocket breaks down, Lamar has to make better decisions, quickly take off. Don't just stand back here, take the yardage. Do these things, and you give them a much better chance.
I hear you. All right, George, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Let's go to George in Perry Hall. George, what's up? George.
Hey, Bruce, thanks for taking my call. Happy belated. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Bruce, how are you?
I'm good.
All right, hey, thanks. Hey, Bruce, a couple things, man. I'm kind of feeling, soured, like you said, Black Friday. Do you think the wheels are starting to come off here for the Ravens? I've been listening to the callers all day today.
I'm going to tell you, I won't use that phrase. Here's the phrase I'm using, and I've been saying this for a while now, for a couple of weeks. I get the feeling that the page is turning in Owings Mills. Okay? We had a really nice run for 5 or 6 years here, but I think the page is turning. If you want my honest opinion, there it is.
Okay. Okay, and one final comment, Bruce, because I know you have a lot of callers.
Oh, yeah.
Kudos to the defense. I know they're in the middle of the pack, but Awuzie played his butt off last night. I don't know how many great plays that he did, from denying Chase and a couple of other plays, because that score could have been ran off. And one final thing, as far as the offensive line is concerned, do you see any future with these guards and the tackles opening lanes for King Henry? Everyone's saying that, hey, they got to create more things. But if Monk's not calling the plays and Lamar's throwing the ball, I mean, how else are you going to, have a stick?
Well, you know what,
Thanks,
George.
Bruce, and you have a great weekend.
Thanks for the call. How about this? Here's a wild proposal. How about catch the passes that NFL receivers are supposed to catch? How many clangs did we have last night? I'll tell you how many. Too many. Let's go to David in Woodlawn. David, what's up? Hello, David. All right, David's not there. Let's go to Ed in Sykesville. Ed, what's up?
Hey, Bruce.
Hey.
Just want to say I love you, man. You're my favorite all time. I want to try and stay positive here.
Good luck.
I do think the defense played really, really well.
Yeah, they did.
That first fumble at the the goal line stand they had there was really impressive, especially from where they were earlier in the season. So positivity there. Positivity.
You know
also,
what? They still gave up 32 points. Just throwing that out there.
Only 2 touchdowns, and a lot of those points came off of those 5 turnovers. So you got to weigh that a little bit. Also, a lot of the mistakes that were made are fixable. Careless ball handling, careless throws, things like that. That's fixable stuff moving forward. And last thing, everything's still in front of us. We just got to tighten up and really play the way we know to play.
I got
Henry not only having 10.
All right, Ed. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Folks, here's what I want you to start thinking about. And the one-loss record at this point isn't going to matter. You're going to have to focus on the division. That's their route into the playoffs. I don't think they're going to have a good enough record to get in as a wild card. They got 6 losses now, and they still got Pittsburgh twice. They got to play the Bengals again. And then, by the way, you've also got the Patriots and the Packers coming up on the schedule. So, focus on the AFC North and not the one-loss record. You'll be happy you did. Let's go to Howard in Forest Hill. Howard, what's up?
How you doing, guy?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Good. Wanted to comment on Lamar, as you were saying about him getting older, slower, and stuff like that. Well, his speed may not be what it was when he came into the league. However, I still see him outrunning backs. Personally, I believe the biggest problem is the offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, you had King Henry, had the greatest year he ever had in the NFL. Last year, you had Lamar Jackson, probably one of the best years, and should have been MVP last year. What's the single biggest thing that changed from last year?
Offensive line.
Exactly. I believe there were 3 players we lost from the offensive line.
Yeah.
If anybody thinks you can just plug in 3 more offensive linemen, and you've got Bob. I've got some bridges to sell you at a real cheap rate. So
I'll tell you one thing. One thing, we did get to see Emory Jones last night. I think he took like 14 snaps, number 51.
Yes.
I don't think they wanted to leave him in there for much longer than that, but that could be a possible answer at guard because those guards are just like gates now, just like gates on a fence,
Yeah, it's just so frustrating to see Henry getting 2 steps in the backfield getting hit already.
Yeah.
You've got Lamar, who's been sacked more times this year than he's ever been. And you wonder why he's not doing as well as he used to. Well, he's back there fearing for his life.
Absolutely. It's hard to be effective when you're backpedaling, that's for sure. Thanks for the call, Howard. I appreciate it. Let's go to Audra in Baltimore. What's going on?
Hi, Bruce.
Hi.
I was at the game last night.
Oh, wait, is this the Audra I know?
It is.
Okay, I know you were at the game. I saw your post. It was cold, wasn't it?
It was very cold, and I will tell you the bank was pretty quiet. Yeah. I think the fans are pretty fed up, but Lamar does not look comfortable in the pocket. I personally don't get the Stanley hype because someone compared him to Ogden. There is no comparison. But also, PI call bad in the end zone against Zay. That was awful.
Yeah, that was a terrible
And call. I am the biggest Harbaugh apologist, but this morning I woke up thinking, I think we've, missed our window with Lamar because he is an exceptional talent, or 2, we need a change of leadership.
I respect your opinion, so let me ask you this. You may have heard me say this a few minutes ago. I feel like the page is turning in Owings Mills. Am I off base?
No, I think you're dead on.
I don't want to be dead on, but I guess I am. Audrey, good to hear from you, dear. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good, Bruce.
All right, there she goes. All right, you guys, I got, wait a minute. You know what? We got time here, Michael. Let's take Antonio real quick before we go to break. Antonio, what's up?
Hi, Bruce. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good up until 8:20 p.m. You know?
Mine was good.
Yeah, good.
The Ravens do not look like a playoff team.
Nope.
Why did they abandon the run with Derrick Henry running so well? And you have a wonderful weekend, Bruce.
Thank you. I kind of wondered the same thing. I thought he'd get more carries than he did. But here's the overall thing. All we heard was how horrible this Bengal defense was. They lasted the NFL. They couldn't stop me, That Bengal defense didn't look too bad to me last night. In fact, I bet Lamar had some nightmares about that Bengal defense. So just something to think on. But also keep in your mind that the real thing that matters now is this divisional race. That's the only thing that matters because I don't think they're going to have a good enough record to get in as a wild card. So pay attention where your focus is going. All right, former Raven Wally Williams, you hear him on here all the time. I wanted to make sure we had him on today. I want to hear what he had to say about that debacle last night. And Wally tells the truth. This should be good. Stick around. John, Jason, Sherman, Keith, you guys stay right where you are on the phones. We'll get to you as soon as we can. Wally Williams up next. Stick around.
See what you've been missing by seeing what you've been listening to.
What was the question?
The Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie and Inside Access on the Fan's YouTube channel. Subscribe at Baltimore 1057 The Fan.
Pull into Jiffy Lube for a 15-minute oil change service, and we'll also check and fill your tires and windshield wiper fluid, vacuum, and clean exterior windows with no appointment and no additional charge. Jiffy Lube. Get more in a jiffy.
And now, more fantasy football tips from the Maryland Lottery. Ooh, a trade offer. Sure, people tend to overthink trades, but not you. Unless it snows in Atlanta, or that defense gives up too many points. What if this running back retires between now and Sunday? You can always trade for a whole new game by playing Ravens Scratch-Offs. Get a chance to win up to $200,000 instantly or other great Ravens prizes. When fantasy gets too real, change your game to Ravens Scratch-Offs. Please play responsibly.
Imagine being the wizard of your own home. With Xfinity, intelligent self-healing Wi-Fi fixes problems like magic. It boostifies speeds to your devices when you need it most and makes your favorite Wicked content sparklify on every screen. All while a spell of protection helps keep your family safe online. When you're out in Oz, Xfinity Mobile joins Wi-Fi and 5G to keep your phone connected from here to the Emerald City. If you had the most intelligent Wi-Fi from Xfinity, everything would work together for good. And now you can cast a spell to stop time and keep your internet bill steady for 5 whole years. With the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No contracts or commitments with amazifying equipment included. Xfinity, imagine that. And see Wicked for Good, only in theaters November 21st. Restrictions apply. Select plans only. Xfinity Mobile requires Xfinity Internet.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This Black Friday, only at Old Navy stores, get $5 PJ Pants for the family. That's only $5 PJ Pants. But hurry, the $5 PJ Pants sale is 1 day only. Valid 11/28. In-store and select styles only. Limit 5.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome back. Bruce Cunningham Show. Black Friday, and it's a gloomy one around here. That's for sure. Somebody who is rarely gloomy. That's why I like him so much. Former Raven, Wally Williams. Wally, welcome in.
Man, Bruce, how you doing, my friend?
It's bad here. I mean, it's not even B.B. King level blues. We're talking like Lightning Hopkins level, or Muddy Waters. Oh, yeah, it's sad. You probably sat through that game like we did last night. I still really can't believe what I saw,
Bad? You have these intuitions about these games. And, because I've played in a number of them.
Yeah.
You understand division games, how they work and how complicated they are. Really, different than any other team that you play against in the NFL. And the Bengals, have always been a thorn in the Ravens' backside. Okay. And, I think, I know we as players, but fans don't really resonate to the difficulty of playing those ugly behind stripes. And how much it has been, just historically. I actually looked this up, Bruce, historically. Can understand how tough this rivalry has been with the Bengals. Okay, we talk about the Steelers because that's the most, we play some big games and AFC Championship down against the Bengals and there's a lot of line. The rivalry with the Bengals, all time, since '96.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens lead that rivalry 32-28.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, 32-28. It is not a oversized thing.
No.
Okay, with the Browns, the record is 38-15.
Mm-hmm.
With the Steelers, it's 36-27, and the Steelers lead that rivalry right there. So the Bengals, look, you have to expect the Ravens and the Bengals are going to split pretty much every year.
Mm-hmm.
There's only been maybe 1 or 2 years in between this series so far,
right,
where the Ravens have won back-to-back games or the Bengals have won back-to-back games.
Sure.
So, look, we split with these guys, and this is a bad show-up. Now, you go to Cincy, and history says that we win that game in Cincinnati. So, I know this is a bad Friday and nobody wants to lose, but at the end of the day, I heard a caller call in earlier saying the last month, the Ravens are 5-1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's where I think the last time me and you talked, I sat back and told Ravens fans, like, don't worry. Okay, when we had this conversation again, the Ravens will be in the playoff picture.
And you were right.
Okay, and that's where the Ravens are. Okay, they're 6-6 and second in the division with the Steelers sitting in front of them at 6-5. Okay, you got to worry about the Patriots. Okay,
Packers.
Okay, okay, but when you have this opportunity within your division, that dictates everything. The Bills are 4-8; they're out of it.
Right.
Okay, they're out of it. So you just want the opportunity to control your destiny. And that's what the Ravens have before.
They still have it in front of them, that's for sure. The Steelers next week, the Bengals again the week after that. I mean, it's right there if they can grab it, but I don't know. Let me ask you your honest opinion. Does Lamar look right to you?
He's not right. I mean, look, you're not going to get Lamar from 2 years ago. Okay, that guy is gone. Instead of running a 4.3 now, he maybe runs a 4.5. You know, it's just things are going to change. I think I think one thing just from, you know, a game plan stand to me that, you know, you have to do what you do best. And, you know, I've heard people say about the offensive line being a problem. That's usually the problem when we don't win unless the defense gives up 50 points. We usually get blamed for offensive line gets blamed for everything. If we don't run, it's the whole line not blocking. We get sacked, not blocking. You know, but there are other things that go on the field as well. And adjustments, play calling, formations, not using some of our weapons, I think, in a proficient way to create confusion in that defense. And I think our offense has become stagnant. You know, I think at times we make, you know, Lamar Jackson a drop back passer when he's more inept on the run at times. So why not roll him out and keep the flow of the game going with the run game and use all your weapons? And I think we become stagnant at times. I think that's what happened in that game that we saw the other night. The Ravens offense decided to not be explosive and did not use their weapons properly.
So many drop passes, you know, in that game. It was hard to watch. You know, in fact, I forgot Navy was on until the fourth quarter, and I found myself switching back and forth because I had about all I could take. You know,
that's it. And players have to make plays, and you know, it's all a coach can do is give you opportunities, and you know, opportunities missed. But I also think the offense needs to be a little bit more flowing in the run game. You know, give everybody an opportunity to create confusion because every running back that we have and every skill guy we have offers different confusion within matchups on the defense side of the ball.
Right.
You know, I like to see more Justin Hill, and I like to see more Mitchell back there running the ball. I mean, that's just we have to be able to flow with that because we can't put our offensive line to where we're pass blocking, you know, 30 times a game, but that's not something that we're proficiently great at doing.
No, that's a very, very, very good point. We're talking with former Raven Wally Williams. Wally, I suggested a minute ago to the fans, don't pay as much attention to the one-loss record from this point forward. Zero in on the standings in the AFC North because, in my mind, that's their only route to the playoffs is winning the division. I don't think the one-loss record is going to be good enough to get them in as a wild card. What do you think?
I think that the Steelers, okay, are not as good as the Ravens. I think the Ravens offense can be very explosive and do all the things that they're very capable of doing. I don't think the Steelers have that capability to actually get better than what they are. So with that, I find a lot of reserve in the Steelers tanking before the Ravens will.
Yeah.
That's kind of my airness with that. And I think the Ravens defense is getting better. Even though it didn't show last night, like I say, division games are different. But I think that defense, got healthier and
it just got better. I'll tell you something else. Keeping them to 0 points when they picked up that fumble on the 3-yard line, that was one of the best defensive stands I've seen all year, early in the game.
And those are the things that, even we as players have to look at and say, okay, we are capable of doing this. Let's stay right here, and then we can fix everything around that because that's the potential of what our defense can be. So, look, there are things that you can take from this. Of course, it's not a good feeling, but those Bengals, have always been a problem. So spinning these guys, we're seeing the Cincy again and take care of that situation and take care of everybody else across the board. So, I see the Ravens. Yeah, I see the Ravens going at least, 4 games left?
Yeah.
I say 3-1 gets them in. That's beating the Steelers and beating the Bengals.
Okay.
I don't think because I don't think the Steelers are they're not gonna go 3-1. They may go 1-3.
Right. This is what they got left. They got Steelers, Bengals, then they got the Patriots, and then they got the Packers. And then they end the season with the Steelers. See, this is not an easy path here, but I don't guess any paths are easy. I remember Ted Marchibrodawally in '96. I said, man, you got these guys, and then you got these guys, and then you got these guys. And Ted looked at me and said, well, it's a pretty good league. And you look at it.
It's pretty good, man. Listen, let me tell you something. Let's go deeper than this. Okay, the Bills. Okay, the Bills are sitting at 7-4.
Right.
They have the Bengals. They have the Bengals, the Patriots, the Browns, the Eagles, and the Jets. Okay, look, you can't tell me they're going to run the gambit.
No.
Okay, and that's the makeup as I see as the rest of the league is unfolding, which again gives definitely me more compassion with the Ravens making it, and then once they get in the tournament, I mean, do we need to get into the Chiefs? Those guys sitting at the same record here?
Yeah.
I mean, do we need to get into the Chargers at 7-4?
Yeah.
Do we need to get into the Jaguars? Okay, I mean, these are the teams that are sitting at 7-4. Do we expect these teams to rise above the cream of the crop and run the gamut and come into the playoffs on fire, or they're going to falter? And I say all of them are going to falter.
Really good thoughts, as always. Wally, hey, how'd your team do? Yeah, you were in the playoffs down there in Florida. How'd they do?
Do you really want to know, buddy?
No. I guess
you really want to know. Let me tell you something. We're not playing in the playoffs this weekend because we played a solid team in Jacksonville. And here's the thing about it, man. Well, these things always come back and get you.
Yeah.
Now, playing against the Jaguars many years, all those things like that. So now we're older guys now. So players, all these kids, all these things go to the schools and everything. So the Jacksonville players go to private schools there. So a kid, which you can read about them, all those things like that, I'm giving them promotions right here on the television because I'm a high school guy. We did high school for years.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. We played against this team, Jacksonville Bulls. They had a running back named Xander Edwards. He's a 10th grader.
Okay.
He broke Derrick Henry's state record in rushing
That's the
yards
kid?
and touchdowns in the game.
I read about him. So you faced him, huh? Wow.
We played him. We played him last week. Okay. His dad is Mark Edwards, played fullback for the Jaguars.
Yeah. So you're what the police call an eyeball witness, right?
I was an eyeball witness of his assault, and let me tell you something, the kid is for real. Okay, so he was a bit of a problem for us, but a good team.
Well, you can start up again next summer. That's the way it all works, right?
Hey, another opportunity presents itself right there. So that's the great part of this game. that it's always next year until you go home and you're done with it.
That's right. There it is. Wally, as always, my friend, I appreciate your time. Thanks for your thoughts. I think you made some people feel a little bit better. And so if that's the case, then I think we did our job here. Thanks.
Hey, we control our own destinies, guys. That's what we want.
There it is. All right, Wally. We'll talk again soon. See you later. All right, there he goes. Wally Williams, one of the best people I know. And whenever, they told me, well, you work on Black Friday, I said, I got to get some extra guests. I said, Wally. And then it's even better that the Ravens play the way they played last night, and you had a real ex-player just now tell you what you saw, essentially. That's pretty good stuff. All right, coming up, phones are back open. We got John, Jason, Sherman, Brian, David. We're going to get to all of you. Stick around. Bruce Cunningham Show continues.
I'm Kevin Harlan. You're listening to the station with the best Ravens coverage. Sports Radio 105.7.
The Fan. In football, when you're down, you need a team that knows how to fight back. Same thing when you're hurt in an accident. It changes everything. I've seen it with friends, and it's tough. That's when Science and Kirk steps in for over 50 years in the DMV. They've been going head-to-head with the insurance companies, handling all the tough stuff and making sure you get paid what you deserve. So if you're injured, don't go at it alone. You have a lawyer. Call Science and Kirk today or visit youhavealawyer.com.
Let Green Valley Marketplace make you the MVP of your football party. Fuel up the party with Green Valley's game day favorites, including fresh crab cakes, seafood, store-made dips, appetizers, party trays, the famous wing bar, and lump crab pretzels. Tackle everything you need, from ready-to-eat meals, an in-store butcher, fresh seafood, and local products you won't find with the big chain guys. Locally owned with locations in Arnold, Elkridge, and Pasadena. Green Valley is a total game changer.
My brother Danny could never sneak up on me.
I got heavy feet.
Noise means trouble.
And if your furnace is making noises,
like Danny's heavy feet,
Supreme Service Today will get to you today.
If heater troubles sneak up on you, call Supreme Service today for service today.
Supreme Repairs for AC, heating, plumbing, and electrical. SupremeServiceToday.com.
Boo! Tell my brother I heard his big feet a mile away.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on home insurance by checking Allstate first.
Hold it.
Like you know to check the assembly instructions first.
Hold it.
Before building the bookcase.
And done. Whew. You can let go.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You've got a big day, so you use Unstoppable Scent Boosters to give your laundry nonstop freshness. So no matter how long the day goes, you
can't stop this power, this walk, this pose, this strut, this look, this talk.
Your clothes will be so fresh you can confidently strut into that end of the day meeting like a
bosses. Let's talk business in my office.
Add new Unstoppable beads to your wash for 24-hour nonstop freshness, so you can smell unstoppable.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQBar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQBar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
I've got a song, I ain't got no melody. I'm gonna sing it to my friends.
Welcome back, Bruce Cunningham Show. Coming up at 1 o'clock. In about 15 minutes, former Governor Bob Ehrlich's going to join us, and he's got a very unique story to talk about, so we'll do that. We spent a lot of time talking about the play of Lamar, and you heard me just ask Wally Williams right off, is he right? And you heard Wally's response. John Harbaugh was asked the same question last night.
When you turn the ball over as much as we did tonight, that's the story of the game. We've got to do it. We just can't do it. You can't do it if you want to win football games.
Yeah. The question was, though, about Lamar, and that was the question that the answer that he gave. And, you can make of that whatever you want. You really can. The whole thing is just disappointing and discouraging, and there's not enough words. There really aren't. The best thing to do, I think, is just move on. Because it was just, there aren't any words to describe the way that game felt to me last night. So let's see how you guys do. Let's go to John on Kent Island. John, what's up?
Hey, Bruce, two quick comments, and then I want to make what was said before. We haven't changed 3 offensive linemen. The only difference in the offensive line between the way Henry ran at the end of the year was Voorhees for McCary, and I can't believe McCary was that great. The other thing, it was said that maybe the Cincinnati defense is good. We're in the upper deck. These guys were wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Besides missing the passes, if he wanted to take people underneath, he could have went down the field the whole time. My point I wanted to make was I heard last year where Buffalo in the playoff game said they were going to just play conservative and wait for Baltimore to shoot themselves in the foot. We saw it in the championship game with the turnovers against the Chiefs. And we saw it in the Buffalo game, right?
Yeah.
So the question is, and I think it's a function of coaching and culture, I just think that we just shoot ourselves in the foot. And I tell you, Lamar has been great the last few games, even though he hadn't had great statistics. That's because he hasn't been turning the ball over.
Yeah.
The last game last night was terrible. Anyway, that's a concern that people feel like we shoot ourselves in the foot, and we do.
Last night, that was a Lamar Jackson that we have never seen.
Yeah,
we've
it was
not
2018 Lamar.
No, he was even better than that in 2018. He wasn't turning the ball over. I mean, those 2 fumbles. That's just it's mind-boggling.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
Boy, oh boy. Okay, John, you didn't make me feel any better, but thanks. All right, let's go up to Harford County. Jason, what's going on?
Hi, Bruce. How are you today? Well, I know how you are.
We're all the same today, Jason.
Yeah. So I just want to touch on the point, and I think you hit it on the nose. I think there's a turning of the page in Owens Mills.
Yep. I mean, look at
You're right.
Look at the Patriots. Look at what the Jags are starting to do. Look at Denver. These are new players, aren't they?
Yeah, yes, and I'm sorry. I know I do, and we all understand that, yes, the players didn't play great last night. They made the turnovers. Hardball didn't do that.
No.
But still, a lot of it does go back to him. I'm sorry, it does. And he is a great coach. He has been amazing for the city of Baltimore. But it's just, I'm the guy that called in last week talking about Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's time. Everything comes to an end, doesn't it?
Yeah, it probably does. And I don't know if you were listening to Ben and Cordell before me, and they seem to think if the Ravens get to the playoffs, then Harbaugh's fine. But if they miss the playoffs, then he's gone. That's their opinion.
Now, let me tell you something. Harbaugh is not going anywhere, whether we win or even if we don't make it to the playoffs. Harbaugh's not going anywhere. It's going to take another, I'm guessing, 3 to 4 years before Steve finally realizes it because of all the good John's done. Let me just hit you with this, what I was thinking. Could you imagine what would have happened, where we could possibly be if the Ravens would have said, John, okay, we're going to promote you to the office, and we're going to hire Mike McDonald as our head coach?
They wouldn't have gone for that.
I know. I'm just saying that
that's
it could have
fantasy.
been a really good deal.
There's a lot of things that could have been. Jason, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. Come on. That's speculative. I don't know. That's like a couple of beers talk right there. Is what that is. Mike in Dundalk, what's going on?
Hey, hi Bruce. How you doing? This is Mike Green.
Yeah,
Mike. I won't get into Mike Green, but he's holding his own.
Yeah,
but
he's coming along.
Yeah, he is. I mean, it took me this long to call you. I had to wake up and kind of eat something and digest. I said, let me call in there. After that embarrassment, that was, they used to teach you, anybody that plays sports knows that the first thing they teach is not how you lose. It's not that you lose, it's how you lose.
Yep.
And that's the 70,000 people out there, that just made it a little quieter and a little colder. The Ravens have never lost like that, haven't had 5 turnovers on offense since 2013. And Mark Andrews said it the best when he said, we don't spend 3 hours during the week on the field to practice and put forth that type of effort.
Yeah.
And that's just simple as that. But you're right about the turning of it feels eerie like that. It really does.
It really does, especially when you look at those teams. And thanks for the call, Mike. Especially when you look at the teams like the Patriots, like the Broncos that I just mentioned, like the Colts, who came off had a tough loss last week. But I'm just saying, these are the guys that are on the way now, and the Ravens are suddenly starting to feel a little bit old. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Sherman, Hartford County, what's going on?
How you doing, Bruce?
I'm all right.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing better than the Ravens. I'll tell you that.
I got 2 questions and 2 comments.
All right.
The first question, do you think the Ravens, some of the players are lacking fundamentals? And the second question is, that pass that Lamar threw to Zay Flowers, do you think that was a pass interference?
I do not. And I'll tell you something else. The announcers felt the same way, if you were watching last night. They were all questioning that call. That's technically, there was a little push, but that's what happens with receivers and defenders, It wasn't egregious, it wasn't anything, and it cost him a touchdown. But then again, likely cost him a touchdown, okay?
Right.
And Tez Walker cost him a touchdown. So those were 3 real big plays and 21 more points last night. Guess what would have happened? Ravens would have figured out a way to win. It's really simple, I'm depressed.
And two comments real quick.
Yeah.
2 things. Ravens first need to face their fears. And second thing, they need to get out this quicksand and get some wins.
Absolutely. No question.
All
right, Sherman. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Coming up, wait a minute. Let me tell you about this first. It's been a bloody season for college football coaches. Guys getting fired after 2 and 3 games. Well, listen to this. Brian Kelly, who LSU fired, he got a formal termination letter yesterday dismissing him without cause. That means that he gets the $54 million that they owned him. LSU has to pay Brian Kelly $54 million over the next 6 years. So make of that what you will. Coming up, as I told you earlier, he was governor of Maryland from 2003 to 2008. He played college football, and his sons both turned out to be great players, and that's why Bob Ehrlich is going to join us up next. We're going to talk about a pretty unique story going on within the Ehrlich family as they head down for a playoff game tomorrow down in Virginia. So that's coming up at 1 o'clock. Stick around for that. We got a whole other hour. Ali Danwa, the Baltimore writer, is going to join me at 1:30. We're going to branch out a little bit because I think most of you will be done complaining about the Ravens by then. I wanted to talk to him a little basketball, specifically the Terps. They went on this tournament. It was on the West Coast, and all the games are at midnight. And Mike Popovic's in here doing postgame at like 2 a.m. or something, So we haven't had a chance to talk much about them, but we're going to do that with Ali. So that's coming up at 1:30. In the meantime, get on those phones, 410-583-1057. Bruce Cunningham Show continues.
Hey, it's Ed Norris. Consider joining me Wednesday, December 10th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Mount Washington Tavern. It's one of my favorite places, one of my favorite events. Every year we do this. We have a toy drive for the Mount Washington Pediatric Hospital. Just bring some joy to kids who are stuck in a hospital at the holiday season. It's just that simple. It's not a happy time for them ordinarily, but you can make it a lot better if you stop by with a toy or a gift card, whatever. That's Wednesday, December 10th from 5 to 8 p.m., and I hope to see you there.
This Black Friday, only at Old Navy stores, get $5 PJ Pants for the family. That's only $5 PJ Pants. But hurry, the $5 PJ Pants sale is 1 day only. Valid 11/28. In-store and select styles only. Limit 5.
It's Window Nation's end-of-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles. Plus, you could get 0% financing for 5 years. And Window Nation will include their professional one-day installation. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Sale ends soon. So visit windownation.com to get started.
Hey, it's Ken Weinman. NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop, and now we're making it even better. Because this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account, because that's what Sunday should feel like. So visit FanDuel.com/Ken to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. FanDuel, official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan. 21 plus and present in Maryland. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, it's Ken Weinman. Think Verizon's best 5G network is expensive? Think again. This season, bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store for a better deal. Then use those unwanted bills to wrap up goodbye gifts to AT&T. Or cut them into snowflakes to celebrate your switch from T-Mobile. 'Tis the season to save at Verizon. Just bring in your bill to your local Verizon store and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metrics Root Score report dated 1H2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within the past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
The Black Friday sale at Mattress Warehouse is on, and the numbers don't lie. Now save up to $1,000 warehouse-wide on top brands like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Beautyrest, Sealy, and more. And the Mattress Warehouse exclusive bed match technology breaks down how you sleep and pairs you with the right mattress. It's backed by their signature 100% comfort guarantee, plus 0% financing, free next-day delivery, and the 1-year lowest price guarantee. Do what we did. Find the store nearest you right now at mattresswarehouse.com.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
This Black Friday, only at Old Navy stores, get $5 PJ Pants for the family. That's only $5 PJ Pants. But hurry, the $5 PJ Pants sale is 1 day only. Valid 11/28. In-store and select styles only. Limit 5.
From the Thompson Creek Window Company studios, one window replacement company that does it all. This is WJZ-FM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome back, Bruce Cunningham Show on a gloomy Black Friday in Baltimore. As you heard me tell Wally Williams a little while ago, it's not even B.B. King level of blues. It's like Lightning Hopkins, or Muddy Waters. We're that blue here in Baltimore. One guy who's not blue, for a very good reason, man who served as governor of Maryland from 2003 to 2007, Bob Ehrlich. Bob, I know you're driving down to Virginia today, and for a very good reason. How are the roads looking on this Black Friday?
First of all, we've been singing your praises for this trip, Bruce. The 301 to 17 option is a wonderful, wonderful thought. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Told you so. There, that felt good.
Yes, you did,
Hey,
and you were correct.
When you turn on Route 17 there, on the other side of the road, there's a line of historical markers, and that is where they got John Wilkes Booth.
Wow, okay.
There it is.
We'll check down the way back. All right.
All right. So,
thank you.
All right. I was talking earlier about you boys, Josh and Drew. Drew's older, and he was a good player in college, and now he's coaching. He coaches at Washington Jefferson, and they faced Susquehanna, quarterbacked by Josh, last week. And we were joking about Jack Harbaugh. I guess you know how he feels now, right?
Well, Coach Harbs texted me Jack's number last week, and we talked to him. We were prepared. Kendall and I got on the line with him. He was, as you know, consummate gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
He kept us on the line. I think we tried to not take his time, but he kept talking, giving us stories and Super Bowl with his kids, and it was just great. And he watched the game. He watched Josh against Drew too. So it was a lot of fun. We really appreciated that. What a guy.
That's
what a
awesome.
Guy.
Drew is putting up video game numbers. I mean, 7,000 yards this year. I mean, for his career, it's nuts. But coming out of high school, he was small, and unless their media guy's really generous, he's grown, hadn't he?
Well, he's just short of 6'1". That's what he is.
Okay.
And in this day and age, he actually has 9,000 yards. He has 7,000 through the air and over 2,100 rushing.
Okay.
So he's had quite a career, but he got caught a little bit, as a lot of players did in COVID. As you know, the NCAA gave that extra year, and so he shows up at Marist with 7 quarterbacks on campus.
Wow.
Red-shirted, and then turned to us and said, "Dad, look, I'm ready to play." D1 was great. Spring practice was. I think that practicing at D1 really prepared him to go down and start as a freshman, and he's had a terrific career at Susquehanna, certainly.
Well, tomorrow and down in Newport News, they're taking on Christopher Newport in a second-round playoff game. And the thing about it, in Division III, you don't have intersectional rivals or anything, so these teams are probably pretty new to each other. What are you expecting tomorrow?
Well, they beat us early in the season.
Oh, you played them already this year.
We did play them just fortuitously. It was just a contract. So they upset us here. We're coming back to the scene of the crime, as my former first lady says, and it's a pick'em game. They had an undefeated season. They're top 10 team. We started the season number 4 in the country. It's going to be both offenses are really high powered, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Drew is with us. So
hi, Drew.
It's a lot of
Drew's
he's sleeping in the back.
Drew's done this show before.
yes,
he has.
It was about 8 when I was for cover. St. Clair, you did a little thing on him, which was terrific. And in any event, it's going to be a wild game. ESPN Plus at noon, and it's a big game. But what's really something for us to think about, we obviously at the schedule, it's more than one, but it should prevail tomorrow, and the next would like to be against Hopkins in Baltimore.
Yeah. All right, now I got to hit you with this one. Did you watch that debacle last night?
I did.
How bad are you feeling today?
I'm more quizzical than bummed. I don't know what's wrong with the quarterback.
Yeah.
There's something wrong, obviously. And you see it. The burst isn't there. The burst is not
It's gone.
there.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. And it doesn't disappear like that. We know that. We're not doctors, but the burst is gone, and it has impacted his entire game, clearly. So, and look, when Burrow comes in, Burrow does his thing. Burrow makes you look tough. He wasn't real sharp in the first half. He was very sharp in the second half.
Yep.
And he hit some big plays. So it was a tough one. The division is down this year. The division is not very good. It doesn't take them out, but the fact of it is they haven't looked like those first 3 quarters in Buffalo over the past 10 weeks.
Nope, they haven't.
So there's a lot of talent there. We know that. But the biggest problem, the biggest concern, the biggest question mark is certainly Lamar.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would argue with that. Well, Bob, I told you I wasn't going to keep you very long. I hope you have a great time at the game tomorrow, and I'll be on the air from noon till 2, so give me an update like at halftime or something.
We will text you at halftime. Love from Drew and Kendall. Thanks very much for publicizing. It should be a terrific game. I know there's Michigan, Ohio State, all these great games.
Yeah.
On this weekend, but this is going to be quite a tilt in Division III with two really good teams.
Well, I can tell you this: you got some ink in the local paper down there.
That's for sure. Is that right? I'll take a look at it. All right.
Yeah. Well, I grew up down there. I have some friends, but anyway, you're in the local people. People are going to know who Josh is tomorrow. I promise. Bob, again, thanks. Drive safely. My best to Kendall. You married up there. You married way up. So
no kidding.
Nice going there. All right, we'll talk to you again.
Winnie Valley girl. What can I say?
We'll talk to you again real soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, there he goes. Governor Bob Ehrlich knows his sports, knows his football, that's for sure. All right, phones are now reopened between now and 1:30 when Ali Danwall is going to join us, and a lot of you dropped off, so this would be a great time to call me back. 410-583-1057. Again, 410-583-1057. Let's go to David in Baltimore. David, what's on your mind?
Hey, guys.
Hey there.
If you take a look at the Ravens' record this year, with the exception of the Bears, any good quarterback has torched the defense. And any defensive success we've had has come against quarterbacks that are not very good. The problem is still the defense, and I still think it's time for Zach Orr to go. And secondly, if you look at last night, it's not Harbaugh. It's likely fumbling. It's a bad call on the no-tuck rule.
Tez Walker dropping that beautiful long pass at the 1-yard line. There's a lot of places you could point last night, you know?
And Zay Flowers with the interference call. Those aren't on Harbaugh. Again, go back and look at their record.
No, you're right. But people want to blame John. John didn't have 5 turnovers last night. You know?
But go back and look at their record, and you will see any team we've beaten does not have a very good quarterback.
Well, okay, I know. You said that already. Thanks for the call, David. I appreciate you calling in and holding as long as you did. But here's the thing I want you to remember about that, okay? The defense was banged all to hell during that 4-game losing streak. They didn't have Roquan. They didn't have Hamilton. They didn't have anybody out there. So I don't really want to hear about the history of the defense this year, because unless you're going to provide that caveat, and you didn't. And that's as fair as I can be with you. 410-583-1057. Cliff in Perry Hall, what's on your mind?
Hey, Bruce, thanks for taking the call.
Sure.
Real quick, it looked terrible last night, but I'm an optimist with the team. You know, teams in the AFC, the NFC is different. You got the Rams and maybe another team that could emerge. But in the AFC, every possible playoff team, they're sort of fishing out of the same pond. They got a donut hole in them.
Yeah.
You know, the Ravens, theirs is self-inflicted.
Yep.
But like Buffalo can't stop the run. I could go right down the list. But two things that do jump out at me: their defense is playing good football. That's number one. And number two, Isaiah Likely, since he's gotten back, has been dormant.
Yeah.
He has been dormant, Bruce.
He has.
He looks like...
They targeted him last night. You could tell they were trying to get him the football last night. And I think he had 3 catches, I think. But that drop touchdown, that one just hurt, because at that stage of the game, if they'd have gotten a second touchdown, the whole game would have been different, you know?
And before I let you go, old basketball, quick anecdote. The great Dean Smith, I got to be chummy with him. I used to referee college basketball back in the day. And one of the years they were getting ready to go into the tournament, and it equates perfectly with the Ravens. I said, Coach, how do you think your team's going to... He goes, we can beat any team in the country on any given day. But the problem is there's 15 teams that can beat us on every given day. And it's the Ravens. It's the Ravens to a T.
That's
so have a good holiday.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Cliff. That's a really good point. A really good point. We're getting ready to go to break. I'm going to leave the phones open, so if you're on hold right now, stay there. I got Mike and Andre and Lou. You guys stay right where you are. But before we go to break, it's Friday. I'm not usually here on a Friday, and that high school football. The state semifinals are all today and tonight. We got a lot of local players or teams involved. Broadneck playing for the 4A state championship this afternoon at 3, or takes a spot in the 4A state championship at 3. 4A, 3A, Perry Hall taking on an old nemesis, Sherwood, at 4 o'clock. Mervo hosting Old Mill at 6 p.m. Mervo, for my money, best program in the city, no question. Class 3A, Milford Mill at Linganore tonight, 6 o'clock. Westminster hosts Oakdale, 6:30, also in 3A. 2A, Glenelg hosts Northern and Calvert County. That's at 6:30. 2A, 1A, Dunbar is at Elkton. That's tonight at 7 o'clock. So that's not all the classifications, but that's the local team. So a lot of action tonight. And if there's one near you, go out and see a high school game. There's nothing better in this whole world, I promise. All right, phone's still open. When we come back, we're hitting straight for the phones, 410-583-1057. Again, 410-583-1057. Let me hear what's on your mind.
The Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie and Inside Access. Watch on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Now you can gawk while we talk. Subscribe at Baltimore 1057 The Fan.
For all 1057 The Fan station contest rules, please visit 1057thefan.com.
Daddy, I'm cold.
Nobody wants to hear those words when they can't fix it. Like, if your furnace goes down when you need it most. It's why I take service calls personally, because it is personal when your family's comfort's disrupted. It's why I recommend fall furnace tune-ups. Think of it this way. Your car has warning lights to let you know about problems before there's a breakdown. Empty on gas, low on oil, engine overheating. But your furnace doesn't have those warning lights. The only way to know about an impending problem before a breakdown is a fall tune-up. Think about it like getting a tune-up before a long road trip, just to be sure. The older your furnace, the more that's a good idea. And at Amazing, we don't just safety check it either. We do the cleaning, recalibration, and servicing most companies don't, ensuring you and your family stay warm all winter. So call the heating techs who have your back at
Amazing. Go to callamazing.com.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Every now and then I rinse it out, and I need Johnny rinse tonight, and I need it more. I can't rest the bed and the smell never leaves. I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. The sweating dead sure smells like a dog park. Downy rinse it tonight.
Downy Rinse fights stubborn odors in just one wash. When impossible odors get stuck in,
Rinse it out.
Get ready for the ultimate game day experience. Laurel Park presents Football at the Park, Friday, November 28th through Sunday, November 30th. Watch all your favorite teams on a massive 73-foot LED board. Plus, catch live thoroughbred racing and bet on every race. It's the perfect two-point conversion. Free entry all weekend. Fuel up with our game day food and drink specials starting at 12 p.m. Football at the Park. 2 sports, 1 winning destination. Visit laurelpark.com for info.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 1057 The Fan.
Welcome back. Bruce Cunningham Show on a dreary, blues-ridden Black Friday in Baltimore, Maryland, USA. You know, we have 3 monitors in the studio. Normally, when I come in here on the weekends, we just find ball games. You know what's on the left monitor just now? Highlights from last night's game. As I told you earlier in the show, when they lose or play bad, I don't want to watch football for a couple of days. I just don't. And I definitely don't need to see what happened last night again. It's still very fresh in my mind. 410-583-1057. Mike in South Baltimore, what's going on?
Hey, man. Bruce, how you doing, bud? I hope you had a great holiday.
Well, it was great until 8:20,
Yeah, same. I was out there in the cold at a tailgate, and I was thinking about going to the game, and I'm like, you know what? It's too cold for a non-playoff game, and I went ahead and skipped it. And thank God I did.
Hey, good call. Okay.
I'm calling in. I don't get why we're all surprised because we've seen this song. As long as John Harbaugh is the head coach, this is what we get. And he doesn't have Ray Lewis and Ed Reed to dig him out of a hole and go get a Super Bowl for us.
Okay, I'm just not a big coach firer. John Harbaugh didn't have 5 turnovers last night. John Harbaugh he's a convenient target, is what he is.
Yeah, my problem, my biggest problem, I do agree. He does have turnovers, but we don't seem to make adjustments. You got Henry back there running the ball just fine, and second half, he's nowhere to be seen.
You're right about that.
Yeah, and you're the head coach. Go say something. Don't wait till the very next day to be like, yeah, I don't know what Monkton's doing there, man. I'm like, you're the head coach. Come on, man.
I'll tell you this, and I'll be honest with you. I got a feeling that Monken got a real earful after the game last night. I really feel like John probably tore him up,
Yeah, I hope so, because it's got to change. If we make the playoffs, we see where we're going to be.
I agree. The earlier show today, Cordell and Ben, they said, and I don't think I disagree, he said if the Ravens make the playoffs, Harbaugh's fine. If they don't make it, he's probably gone. So I don't know.
I agree. I was actually talking to a former player last night. Won't say his name, but he basically said the same thing, that as long as he gets in, that's all he really cares about because the job's safe.
That's true. Then we got a whole other set of things to complain about once they get to the playoffs, and I don't even want to bring those up now. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. We'll see you later. 410-583-1057. You haven't thought about that, have you, folks? Oh, man, we got to get in the playoffs, guys. Remember how they play in the playoffs? Is this a worthy goal? I don't know. Andre in Baltimore, talk to me. What's going on?
Bruce, long time no talk to. Happy holidays to you.
Same to you, sir.
Two things. If that intro music of yours was yesterday's game, we'd be talking a different tune today, wouldn't we?
Yeah, probably.
but I just want to mention something. Sonny Gray just signed a contract, correct? I think it was like $35 million.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
For 5 innings. So what he's going to make $7 million an inning.
Not bad.
Has the game changed that much, man?
It has.
I don't understand really. You want this much money, but you're giving me less, a lot less.
I know, but the money is competitive. Player A looks at player B and says, well, I'm better than him, so I should be making more money. And that's how it's always been that way, But the story not many people are talking about is Dylan Cease, the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays.
Oh, maybe, yeah. What was his?
He went to the Blue Jays 7 years, $210 million. He's going to make them a
maybe
whole
his
lot
was
better.
the one I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Maybe that. But and one other quick thing.
Yeah.
Lamar's hurt. He reminds me of Adley Rushman. How they just drop off real quick. I mean, as far as from one year to the next. Yeah, he had a couple big years since then, but Lamar's hurt right now.
Is the page turning in Owings Mills? Is the page turning out there for the entire this?
I don't think so.
Okay. I hope you're right.
You every year you got to make some changes.
Yeah.
Okay, bring some different people in. Maybe we let some people go that we shouldn't have.
Well, maybe so.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So offensive line. Oh
yeah.
And honestly, Lamar didn't look good himself last night on that football.
He's not himself right now, and I don't know.
He's hurt.
The question
and I think
I agree that he's hurt, but the question I have beyond that is, everybody can agree he's hurt. Is he going to get that much better though? Is part of this age, is part of this wear and tear? You understand the question I'm asking?
I do. I believe what it is, whatever it is, a hamstring, knee, or whatever it is, it's affecting everything.
Yeah.
His motion of throwing, and his running. He can't do it.
Well, let me list
for
them
that,
for you.
so-
Hey, before I let you go, let me list them for you. He has got a hamstring. He's got a knee. He's got an ankle, and now he's got a toe. You know,
is that all on the same leg?
I don't know. That would be worth finding out. But those are all lower body.
Right.
4 different things.
I'm telling
wrong with
you,
him.
you cannot do it at that level in this game. But anyway,
All
I'll
right,
talk
man.
to you. Have a good holiday for you and your
All right,
family.
Andre, thank you.
Bye.
I appreciate it. You know, we can't question his heart. That's for sure. Lou in Eldersburg. Lou, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
First I wanted to say, this is Lou from Edgewood, not Eldersburg.
Okay.
And it's all good. But anyways, listen, I was calling because of Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
I'm a big Browns fan.
Sure.
Was happy to see him get his start last week.
Yeah.
And he won.
Yeah.
He won. This guy's been jerked around. Now, you want to talk about a quarterback that's been jerked around all around the league.
Yeah.
You know, he's got there. They didn't give him a fair shot. They were talking trash behind his back. And then that blew up. And then when he calls it out, the young man, I just basically wanted to call up and say, you know, look, if you guys aren't happy with Harbaugh, I'd take him in Cleveland any day of the week. He brings consistency. He brings a lot of consistency to the Ravens. You know what you're getting every year. You know you're going to get a hard-nosed, hard-playing team every year.
Yeah.
And as far as the Orioles go, I am so glad we dodged that bullet with Dylan Cease. I would have hated to seen us sign somebody for 7 years and $210 million that's on the wrong side of 30. And also, he's not that great of a pitcher. If you look at his numbers, he's got a lot of wild pitches. His ERA is kind of it's a little high, if you ask me, for somebody making $210 million.
Look, I think signing any veteran pitcher to an extended deal is a sucker's deal. You know, you've seen how pitchers get hurt. You've seen, I don't know, 7 years for a pitcher. Toronto, I don't think you know what you're doing there. I really don't. But they never ask me what I think. Let's take one more before we go to break here. Let's talk to John in Baltimore. John, what's up?
How you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I had a couple things. For years, I sat by and I just listened to people, blame stuff on John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I really didn't say nothing because I appreciate everything he brought to the team. But my question is this: if maybe his message is starting to run dry with the leaders of this team.
It's possible.
The people that have been around, and that could be part of everything that's going on. But we've gotten away for the last couple of years now, basically coming through with this. Pretty much got the same offensive line from last year, right?
No, well, with one major change, what's 65? Why can't Macari went free agent, but there's one new guy on the offensive line this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, so talent don't just disappear. We've been patching this lineup. I think not only is Lamar hurt, but he's also scared of getting hurt more. You can tell when he's playing, when he's stepping back, he's questioning himself,
Yeah, well, that's natural. I mean, nobody could question him for that, But I'm going to tell you something. As they go into this offseason, whether they make the playoffs or not, they better get real serious about that offensive line.
I agree with you 100%. One more thing, right?
All right, go ahead.
Has anybody looked into his stats during cold weather games? Because it just seems to me like during cold weather games, man, he's real active.
I've seen him play pretty well in the cold at times. I don't know that that's a big factor. The thing that kind of surprised me, though, is the one thing you can depend Lamar on is when primetime games. When the lights are on, he shines. And that was that didn't work last night, did it?
No, sir. Thank you for taking my call, man.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later, John. Appreciate it. All right, Warren, Mike, Kai, Keith, you stay where you are. Coming up next, my pal, Ali Danwa. We're going to get to the bottom of a whole bunch of stuff with him. Stick around.
Now, there's more ways to follow the Fan. On air at 105.7, on the free Odyssey app, and stream live on our YouTube channel. Search Baltimore 105.7.
Pull into Jiffy Lube today for a 15-minute oil change service, and we'll vacuum, clean the front windshield, top all fluids, check and fill tire pressure, plus perform a multi-point maintenance inspection. Jiffy Lube. Get more in a jiffy.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CODE to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CODE for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
You're too busy to keep up with the latest in appliances. So are the salespeople at big box stores. But the factory-trained experts at Bray & Scarf, they know it all, and they can't wait to share it with you. The showroom alone will introduce you to advancements you never knew existed, like ovens you can preheat remotely with your phone, fridges with smart temperature controls, dishwashers with bottle washing jets, and so much more. Then you'll speak with an expert. No pressure, no patronizing. Just an open discussion with honest answers and candid advice. Next thing you know, that sleek, modern home you've been dreaming of will be a reality. All because Bray beats big.
Skip Black Friday. Get to Bray Friday going on now. Save up to 40% on select appliances. And get doorbuster savings on our best-selling GE Profile and Cafe appliances. Shop local with the appliance experts at Bray & Scarf, where you'll always get the best price guarantee. In-store or online at brayandscarf.com, where it doesn't cost more to get more.
Let Green Valley Marketplace make you the MVP of your football party. Enjoy Green Valley's game day favorites, including fresh crab cakes, seafood, appetizers, party trays, and their famous wings. Locally owned with locations in Arnold, Elkridge, and Pasadena. Visit greenvalleymarketplace.com.
Hey, it's Jason Locken for Beat the Black Friday crowds, but still get Black Friday savings at Town Appliance in Owings Mills. Find the perfect gift or home upgrade and skip the crowd. Stop by the showroom off Reisterstown Road. Call, text, or start online at townappliance.com.
This Black Friday, only at Old Navy stores, get $5 PJ Pants for the family. That's only $5 PJ Pants. But hurry, the $5 PJ Pants sale is one day only. Valid 11/28. In-store and select styles only. Limit 5.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Welcome back, Bruce Cunningham Show on a dreary blues-filled Friday, Black Friday in Baltimore. I don't know. We've talked about it now for an hour and a half. I'm sure many of you still have plenty to say about that last night, but let me bring in my guest now. Guy's become a really good friend of mine. Great writer. If you saw the 30 for 30 about the Baltimore boys of Baltimore, about the Dunbar team, and he was in it. He was hosting it. He wrote the book. And Ali, I was just telling Mike, the board op, I said, did you see that 30 for 30? And he said, no, I read the book. I said, man, this guy wrote the book. Really? So, I said, make sure you mention that to him. Did he come through for me?
He came through. He came through. I told him he's got to get on the 30 for 30. He read the book. I'm happy. Now he's got to watch the 30 for 30.
And if he does that, then he can see how handsome you are, I guess, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I got a face for radio, just like you, Bruce.
Oh, yeah. Well, that boy, that was veiled, wasn't it? That was, you got me. Hey, we're going to talk basketball, but before we do, you follow all sports. Tell me what you think of that debacle last night.
You know what, Bruce, man? I had a wonderful Thanksgiving with my family.
Me too.
Great food. We had a magnificent day. I got back home at 8 o'clock. I was ready to celebrate. This was going to put the bow on my Thanksgiving. And, oh, man, what a disappointment. I've got a little bit of an analogy for you because, I've got all the boring analogies.
Oh, sure.
Right? So the Ravens this year, they're like the guy, after the season Lamar Jackson had last year, over 40 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, right? Over 4,000 yards passing, 900 yards rushing. Just a season that has never been seen before. Derrick Henry, we came into this season
thinking that, man, we are at the top of the heap. This is going to be it for us, right? We had the beautiful girlfriend. We were getting ready to get on our knee and propose, right? The dream was getting ready to come true. And on that date in Buffalo, she dropped us for the best man.
Yeah.
Then we went into a slump, right? But 5 weeks in a row, we met another beautiful young lady. Things started to go well. We had 5 great weeks, about 10 great dates. All of a sudden, things had turned around. This was going to be the night. This was going to be the moment. She was coming over the house last night, Bruce. We had the bubble bath from Victoria Secretions already. This was going to be it. And then when we leaned in for the kiss, we had some unexpected, explosive flatulence, and our dentures flew out, and she left. That's where we are right now.
That's genius stuff right there. That was really good. All right, enough of that, because I'm depressed enough talking about that. Basketball, Maryland. These early season tournaments, I understand, that you go where you're invited or where you think is the best place to go. But this West Coast crap, the last 3 games, I can't stay up that late anymore. I'm retired, so I still don't have a real good handle on this Maryland team other than it seems that Buzz really knows what he's doing.
Well, Buzz does know what he's doing, right? On the good side, hey, we're in first place in the Big Ten, but so is everybody else. Nobody's played a conference game. However, in the games that we've played against top 10 caliber opponents that have probability of making some noise in March Madness, we lost to Gonzaga 100-61.
Yeah.
Then we lost to an 8th-ranked Alabama team 105-72.
Yeah.
Lost to a good Georgetown team 70-60 early this year, right? So we're beating who we're supposed to beat. Obviously, we're not at the Gonzaga-Alabama level yet. Be afraid of December the 13th against Michigan. They're the best team in the country.
I saw a little bit of Michigan. They are. They can really play.
My goodness, they are really good. And also, Michigan State a little bit later in January, right? So we don't have a handle yet. We know that Buzz wins wherever he goes. And Buzz signed Baba, who was the number 1 ranked player in the junior class, who is a bright, exceptional student. He reclassed, skipped his junior year. Then he became the 8th ranked player in this class of 2026. And I am ecstatic that he's going to be playing for Maryland. And it really says a lot because it came down to Georgetown at the end, Maryland, Kentucky, and Arkansas, and I was a little bit worried about that SEC NIL money. But he loves his family. He adores his little brother. I wrote a feature on him for Sports Illustrated, so I kind of had a little inside info that it was going to be Georgetown or Maryland, just because he wasn't going to go too far from his family, regardless of the Rolls Royces and the Bentleys and the private jets that Arkansas and Kentucky were throwing his way. But I'm excited about that. There's not one player from Maryland on the roster, Bruce.
I know. And if you know the roster by now, congratulations. That's going to be the biggest challenge that a college sport fan features or faces every year is just figuring out who's on your damn team year in and year out. It's crazy.
The teams, we used to grow with them. We saw them as freshmen, right? We see them improve.
Yeah.
The Juan Dixons and the Steve Blakes, right? And the Taj Holdens and those great teams, watching them progress every year. They're just reloading. And, you look at teams like Baylor. They didn't have one player return. They had to build that roster from scratch. So it's disheartening, but we're always going to root for Maryland.
Yeah, as long as they're wearing red. Yeah, that's for sure. That's all right, NBA. Oklahoma City, 18-1. All right, we knew that this was a really good team, but nobody's expecting an 18-1 start to the season.
Well, no one's expecting an 18-1 start, right? But when you saw what they did last year, and then you realize like that's the youngest team in the NBA,
right?
And they've got one of the top 2 or 3 players in the world in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And then you saw all of the assets that they had built up in terms of, their draft revenue and just the way they develop players. It just seems like they are head and shoulders above the rest of the league in terms of building a solid young core to complement some really, really good players. Great coaching, great development, great scouting, great general manager, business development office. And wasn't expecting 18-1, but definitely expecting them to be among.
And here's the question I have about the Thunder, and this is an obvious question. They got this young team. These guys are all roughly the same age, and as years progress, you're going to have to start thinking about contracts and things like that. Oklahoma City is not a big enough market to sign all three of those guys, or am I wrong?
No, they're not. However, when we look at what we just touched on in terms of their draft capital, with the way they're developing, they haven't had their second best player last year, right? Second and third best player last year all year, and they get out to 18-1. And then it seems like whoever they plug in, they're just ready, man. They've got a great system, and whatever they've got going on, it's the medicine for the disease of me, right? Which seeps in, especially with young guys. After you win a championship, now I want the endorsement. I want the commercials. That doesn't seem to be factoring in over there, and I love it because some of this NBA stuff is a little disheartening.
It really is. All right, your review on the pregame show moving from TNT to ESPN. What do you think? Is it? It's same. It looks like the same show to me.
So long as we got Ernie, Charles, Kenny, I could do without Shaq. I think he's just salad dressing. But the rest of the guys are great. And so we get those guys. I'm good.
All right. I know you love stories. Here's the Shaq story. I may have told you this one before. Don't stop me because we're on the radio. But when Dale Brown, who coached Shaq at LSU, the first time he ever saw him,
Germany.
Shaq's dad or stepfather is an Army sergeant. So he was on a USO tour doing clinics. And he says there was a timeout during a clinic, and he looks, and there's a big 6'6" guy leaning up against the wall. And he goes over to him, and he says, "Do you play ball?" And I play. He says, "Well, when you getting out?" And Shaq says, "Well, I'm not in the military." He said, I'm 15 years old. Dale Brown real fast said, "Where's your dad?"
Yeah.
That's the first time they met.
Dale Brown had the inside track.
He used to remind me an awful lot of Barry Switzer, Dale Brown. Same personality.
One of those originals. Yeah. Gotta love guys like Dale Brown and Barry Switzer. We're not going to see guys like that anymore.
I saw that great documentary that's running now about Chris Jackson. I can never remember, the religious name he switched to. But
Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, the artist formerly known as Chris Jackson.
Dale Brown came off very good in that documentary. In other words, he was very open and he was very accepting of whatever he wanted to call himself. And not every coach in that day and time was that way,
And those are the greatest coaches, mentors, teachers. Like, you meet people where they are, and you don't place your own personal beliefs and judgments on them, because this is a young, evolving man, right, who believed in his principles, very principled. And, man, what a wondrous talent. I mean, probably the greatest perimeter player in LSU history since the wonderful Pistol Pete marriage.
Yeah. He could really play. And they were loaded back then. All right, so Maryland, they're going to start playing a little bit closer to home, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them. Towson has got 5 wins already. I mean, UMBC is off to UMBC's off to a decent start. Towson was a good team last year. I think it's going to be a good year overall around here.
I think so. I think we're going to have some really good college basketball, local college basketball to get around to. And quiet as kept, man. We've got a Maryland team playing for a national championship in a couple of weeks. The St. Francis Football Panthers.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's true.
At Under Armour Stadium. So, folks, come on out and support. Great program, great coach, great kids. And they're sending the #1 defensive end prospect in the country, Zion Ely, to Maryland. Is Maryland on a roll? They got Zion in football, they got Baba in basketball, and they got Olympic gold medalist Quincy Wilson in track and field.
Come on next year, but of course we tend to say that a lot. Well, I don't want to be mean, but anyway. Hey, Ali, I appreciate your time. Oh, I got one more thing I wanted to tell you. Speaking of college basketball, this just in. VCU 86, Virginia Tech 68.
Oh, yeah. VCU guys, you always got to be scared of them.
Yeah, and as a VCU guy, we're always the underdog. We've always got the chip on our shoulder. Nobody in the state wants to play us, and to whoop Virginia Tech by 18, that's a big, big deal. I just want everybody to know.
That's a big deal. That is the incubator of the next great college coach.
Yeah, VCU. Martelli, he so far so good. He looks pretty good.
Yeah, man.
All right. Ali, as always, my friend, I appreciate you. We'll have you on again real soon.
Yeah, next time, man. Derek Queen, keep an eye on him. Bruce, I love you, brother. Appreciate you. Enjoy the holidays. We'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon. There he goes. Ali Danwa. Pick up the book, by the way, if you haven't read it already, or the 30 for 30. But the book's really sensational. And Mike, even, that was Mike's first product endorsement since we've been working together. He gave the book the big thumbs up. All right, coming up, we're going to close this thing out. We've got Warren, Mike, and Kai on hold. And I'd love to talk to you, too. We can probably squeeze in one or two other than those ones I just said. So 410-583-1057. Give me a call.
On demand, online, on your way to wherever you're going. The free Odyssey app is loaded with opinions, analysis, podcasts, and moments that matter most from the Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie and Inside Access. Download it today and search 1057 The Fan.
When someone treats you like family, you remember it. That's why so many clients send their loved ones to Rice Law. Because we don't just handle cases, we take them personally. Rice Law. Best advice, call Rice.
RiceLawMD.com.
We hope you never need us, but if you're ever injured in an accident, we'll handle everything. With trusted guidance and personal attention, so you can focus on what matters most. Your recovery. Rice Law. Best advice, call Rice.
RiceLawMD.com.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store with another real Good Feet story. Lulinda came to the store having ridden motorcycles across the country her whole life, but pain had crept in. Feet, knees, hips, and back. She told us, "I don't even know if I can ride anymore." Lulinda was desperate. This wasn't just about riding. It was about holding on to something that made her feel alive. We began the fitting and she started her test walk. And she just stopped. Then the tears came. "I haven't felt this in years," she said. She didn't want to stop walking. 2 weeks later, she popped into the store beaming. She said, "I'm doing it. I'm going on my cross-country trip." We'll never forget that moment. Lulinda found her freedom again, and knowing we played a small part in helping her get back on that bike still gives us chills. I'm Jonathan Cotton reminding you that we can help you get back in the saddle at the Good Feet Store. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today, or just stop by the store nearest you.
Hey, it's Brian Balding here. Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. Makita tools at the Home Depot are built with precision. Without shortcuts, Makita delivers results that reward hard work. Year after year, designed for the toughest jobs. It's a choice for pros who invest in performance, not just tools. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best, available at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take DayQuil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the DayQuil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Spreadsheets, clunky software, 100 different logins just to run your business?
There's a better way. Odoo. One simple, connected platform that handles sales, inventory, accounting, and more, so you can focus on growing, not juggling. Make the switch today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The Bruce Cunningham Show on Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Bruce Cunningham Show, final segment. Want to remind you, when I get out of here, we're going to go to Odyssey Sports for the rest of the day, so keep it locked in right here. Really good-looking NFL matchup this afternoon. I really like this Bears-Eagles matchup because, let's be honest, if you are honest about it, those are two teams heading in opposite directions. You know? Bears are heading up, and I'm not sure the Eagles aren't heading down. This should be interesting this afternoon. It's one of the things I like about Black Friday, daytime NFL football. It's awesome. 410-583-1057. Let's go to Warren in Owings Mills. Warren, what's on your mind?
Afternoon, Bruce. Thank you for taking my call. A couple things real quick.
Yeah.
Loved your segment. I both read the book and I saw the 30 for 30 several times, and I saw that the 83 Dunbar team play a good half dozen times.
Did
that
you really?
Great.
You saw that team play?
Oh, yeah, many
Wow.
times. Half dozen times. I saw them the year before when they were almost as good.
Yeah.
And they only lost once. But, no, they were fun to watch. Couple things Ravens related real fast. Clearly with Lamar, and you touched on it before Ali was on, the assortment of injuries are affecting his throwing.
No question.
Because his accuracy was way off. He had and he was all over the place last night. And I think it's a combination of the injuries affecting his mechanics. And his mechanics have never been flawless, but he also is never practicing. And Allen Iverson is the only good professional athlete I've ever heard of that didn't need practice. Yeah. And Lamar's missed so many practices, so I think his passing's off. And then the second point, and I think you checked this caller, it was about a half hour ago, complaining about the Ravens' defense.
Yeah.
Last I looked, the Rams had a pretty damn good offense, and we held them to 17 points.
Yeah.
The defense has been steadily improving throughout the season. And last night, that stand on the 2-yard line, I mean, the best defenses I've seen around here are 1968 Colts and the 2000 Ravens. Both of those teams would have been hard-pressed to stop a team led by Joe Burrow on 4 straight downs from the 2-yard line. So
that was remarkable, and that's the kind of thing that wins you ball games.
Exactly.
And that's why it hurts even worse that they get something like that and then still can't get the win, you know?
Final point real quick about the defense. They were on the field for 80 snaps last night. At one point, midway through the third quarter, because they always put the time of possession up on the big board, they had 14 more minutes of total possession. That means our defense was on the field almost a full quarter of a football game more than theirs.
Wow.
So, there's no complaints about the defense, but I'm like you. I can't watch football today. I'm boycotting it and finding something. I appreciate you taking my call.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. That's for sure. I hate it. I hate football for about 24 hours after I get disappointed, like we got disappointed last night. Although disappointed isn't even the word. What would be the word if you had to put one word on that game last night? I don't know. Disappointing isn't strong enough. I don't know. Mike in Aberdeen, what do you think?
Hey, well, shouldn't even be disappointed, man. Not last night game. I was there. I was section 113.
So you sat there in all that cold and saw that.
It got a lot colder when we was losing, but check it out. I mean, in my section, we wasn't that surprised because Cincinnati always play us like that.
Always,
and it comes down to the coaching and the managing of the plays and the managing of the clock. And that's how we always end up getting ahead of the Bengals because we manage the clock. one of your callers said that, well, our best running back ended up disappearing. They're high in injuries. They're high in hurt, you know? They don't know the difference between hurt and the injury, you know? And I'm from old school football, and that's what I'm seeing right now. These players are being basically, players in the league are getting softer now. I mean, there's not much hitting. There's not much contacting. But the one thing's for sure that I notice about this team is the management part.
Yeah.
You got to manage to keep the players on that field. Third string, running back, whatever. And as far as I'm concerned with Jackson, I wouldn't play Jackson against the Steelers this weekend. I wouldn't. And there's a reason. I mean, look at the schedule.
Yeah, but you know what? I would have held him out last Sunday and played him last night.
I would have held him out. Yeah, I would have held him out. I would have held him out last night.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to this team, the Bengals, you got to ball control. They just like the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
They get on the field, they score quick, or they score. They score on our faults, and we just not protecting the ball, and we're not running the ball thoroughly. And just like you said, our offensive line has a big concern. Big concern the way the offense is.
Huge concern. All right, Mike, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Let's go to Kai in Reisterstown. Kai, what's going on?
Hall of Fame broadcaster. Bruce, how you been?
I've been better than the Ravens. Not too bad.
You know what? I'm so sick of that game. I don't even want to call Robin. I don't even want to talk about that, Bruce. I've got 3 questions for you, man. Listen, the first one is what you and your guy, your guest had on. You was talking about OKC. I'm gonna ask you this. Okay, OKC, if they win the championship this year and have just say they lose about 12, 13 games, because they on pace to win, I think 70 something. Anyway, would you consider them a dynasty? That's the first question.
Everybody's got a different interpretation of dynasty. I would just mine. If you win 2, you're pretty good. But I want to see that third one before I start throwing dynasty around. You know.
Okay, it's just the way and how they went in the record. That's why I asked you that.
Yeah, but my fear for that team is like I told Ali. You know, that's a small market, and when those contracts come up, those guys are going to scatter. You watch and see.
He made a good point. They're in the system. They got like a well-oiled system right now going on. But listen, Derek Queen, he's Bruce. Have you ever seen a rookie?
No,
have the court vision and play like?
Well, he's not showing us anything we didn't see last year. Anybody that knows basketball that watched him play for Maryland last week, you knew he was going to be okay in the NBA. So I had no fear of that. Here is my fear. That horrible, stinking organization down in New Orleans, I hope they don't ruin him. You know? And point number 2, I'm not sure Zion Williamson is the best role model for him right now as a rookie.
Well, he has DeAndre Jordan over there that's really, really helping him out on his side. And I think I think he'd be good, Bruce. And the last question, I'll let other callers get in.
Go ahead.
This is about the NFL and John Gruden suing the NFL for the damaging his career.
Yeah.
I think I read something, Bruce, where the court kind of sided with Gruden and rejecting the NFL's attempt to dismiss the case. So, the commissioner, he was trying to be the arbitrator. So it's like, oh wow, what's going to be out there? It's going to damage the NFL, and they trying to sweep it all under the rug. And Gruden said no.
The NFL.
How you feel about that, Bruce?
The NFL. When's the last time you can remember the NFL won a lawsuit? They never win lawsuits. They always lose. And I'm sure they were scared when Gruden fired it, and I'm sure they got the checkbook out on that very minute because they always lose. They always lose. Kai, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let's get one more here. Let's go to Mike in Bel Air. Mike, I got about a minute for you.
Good afternoon. People are not realizing the Ravens' problem is offensive line. My fear is the Ravens going to wind up wasting Lamar because they won't build around this young man. He's 28 years old. He has an inadequate offensive line. You have receivers who can't get open. Everyone says, well, Derrick Henry is getting older. No, he's not getting older. He has no lanes. He's getting hit in the backfield. Okay.
Everybody knows that Henry's got to go downhill. And that means he's got to get a couple of steps before he really starts going. And if your O lineman if your O linemen aren't moving guys out of the way, he's not going to get those steps. And that's the key to him.
Exactly. Reminds me of Jamal Lewis. Yeah. When Jamal hits 2,000 yards, then
thank you.
And then the year after year, our defensive offensive line slowly started wear and looking bad. You have to build your big uglies win the game. Your big defense for offensive line.
Yep.
They win the games and quarterback.
Okay, Mike. Hey, listen, I am completely out of time. I'm completely.
Okay.
I got to say goodbye, but thanks. I appreciate the call. All right, we really got to get out of here. All right, that is it for today's show. I want to remind you that I will be back tomorrow at the regular time, noon to 2 tomorrow, as on any Saturday. Just because I'm in here doesn't preclude tomorrow, so make sure you're with me tomorrow. I want to thank all of my guests today, Governor Bob Ehrlich, Ali Danwa, and, of course, Wally Williams. Mike doing a great job over there on the controls through the glass. And until tomorrow at noon, as I always say, and I always do say it, Baltimore, I love you madly. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Till tomorrow, I'm Bruce. See you.
Now you find that you've been misused. Talk to me. I'll do what you choose. I want you to.
Many kids in Baltimore dream of playing baseball, but lack the critical access to fields, gear, or mentors. The Baltimore Urban Baseball Association provides after-school programming, baseball camps, clinics, coaching, and academic support. Participation is more than just baseball. Kids gain confidence and a sense of community by creating safe, positive spaces where they grow athletically and personally. The Baltimore Urban Baseball Association, along with 105.7 The Fan, are sponsoring the Fields of Futures fundraiser, December 6th. Join five-time All-Star and Baltimore youth advocate Adam Jones and help level the playing field for kids in Baltimore. Please join us for this important event December 6th. Tickets available at bubabaseball.org. That's bubabaseball.org.
Baltimore, we have the Buick you've been shopping for.
I live in Owings Mills, and I always come to Anderson.
That's because we have Maryland's largest selection, the ones you want.
I wanted a Buick Envista, and they had the best selection. I love the styling and the technology. I saved a lot of money coming here. Best decision ever.
Now that's smiles for miles.
Woohoo!
Check out AndersonBuickGMC.com.
Buick, exceptional by design.
NFL Sunday's coming. You've got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop. And now we're making it all better. That's right. Even this week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. Right now, all customers can get 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sunday should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Rob to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. FanDuel, official sportsbook of 105.7 The Fan, 21 and over. President of Maryland opt-in required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Please play responsibly. For help, visit mdgamblinghelp.org or call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Window Nation, your source for affordable replacement windows at the highest quality. So if you've got old